The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
This spell sticks. Spell is sticky, Jason.
It's a sticky bell.
Sticky bell. Good morning. Welcome in. I, Carmichael Dave, the drony nasally one. That is Jason Ross.
I thought you went by Carmaker. According to Mark Hasse.
Carmaker Dave. Thank you, Mark Kotze.
Would that have been better or worse?
Than Carmichael?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it would have been worse because then it'd be like, what, Carmaker? That's a weird first name.
You must make cars.
You must make cars, and I don't know anything about cars except how to drive them. At least with Carmichael, I can say, oh, yeah. You know, it's a suburb of Sacramento.
Yeah.
But it's weird because like that Mark Jones shout out to my parents I played with, where he goes, I ran into my buddy Carmichael Dave and he's on ESPN and all I'm thinking about is like, what is some guy in Blacksburg, Virginia going, that is a weird ass first name, Carmichael Dave.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like nobody's named Carmichael.
It sounds Dutch.
Hey.
New people behind you.
Hey. Look at this.
What's up, Damar?
Damar.
This is the height of luxury.
Why? Oh, that's just the cutting. I was like,
Yeah.
why does it already look whatever? I love these.
It's great.
Do we have some? I got to know about these. Like, do we have some sort of machine here that does this? Do we order out?
I think Bobby does it.
I think.
Bobby
Well,
Jones.
Bobby's great.
He is. You know what's weird is he also takes the time to give these kind of things to the Kings players. So we're in their house.
What do you, so like
Cutouts of me and
yeah,
you
yeah,
and
yeah.
Watkins and
actually
Drapes.
that happened first.
Yeah.
Because we were in their seats.
Yeah.
During the vid. So that's good. Well, I was actually going there. Like, if it's something that we can relatively do easily here, I think we could have fun with some cutouts.
Yes.
I think we should all have our own. I would like to have.
You can keep yours from the Kings?
Where is it? Honestly, it's floating around in this building. I think it was up in back when Taylor and Promotions was here. She had it in her office randomly. I think it was in the KNCI studio at one point.
Okay, weirdo.
It's
Party of one.
Me holding Gus, the bus. I think it's still here
It's
somewhere.
full frontal.
It is big. Yeah, I honestly, if that's actually true, I think I hold the distinction of having the only cardboard cutout in Golden One that had a penis on it. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a fact. I'm not trying to be dirty. I was holding Gus up and
It was Gus.
It was
not you.
yes, just to be clear. I don't.
Sprain Gus.
No. See, now it's going overboard.
Too
Too far.
And then I feel like De'Aaron over there. It's like we're asking him a question. De'Aaron.
Yeah. Well, me? Yeah, because it's
Hey, De'Aaron. Me?
Shredville.
Uh-oh. You lost Shredville?
Is Shredville today?
No.
I believe that belonged to Mr. Cage.
Mr. Cage.
That Shredville hat.
Oh.
He's wearing it. He's no longer wearing
No longer wearing it.
It's hat off.
We need De'Aaron to play better defense.
Me?
That is kind of a homie.
Yeah. Homie.
That's good.
Yeah. Just hanging out. They're ready for tomorrow.
They are. So we've got 40% of the starting lineup represented.
That's right.
So we need a Sabby. We need a
Maybe
Keeg.
it is preseason. We don't know who's
Good
going to
point.
be in the starting.
And then what? Do we need a Keon Ellis?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Jemias Ramsey.
Jemias Ramsey. Nobody puts Jemias Ramsey in the corner. Actually, there's a few others over there. Maybe they are over there. It's time to go look and see what other percent of the lineup is here, still intact, still in the building. Oh, there might be some football guys.
Some what?
Some football guys.
Well, let's see. Let's see what we got here. By the way, shout out to those not on YouTube. We'll try to make this, if you're listening in your car. All right. So Jemias Ramsey with
safety.
Are you?
Yeah.
Or is this for people to wear it as a mask?
Yeah. Who else we got?
Oh. Say hello to Debo Samuel.
Hey, Debo.
Hey, how you doing, Debo?
Oh, the 9 has been crossed out.
He's
just number 1.
I don't know why. I like this one. How about a Sports Illustrated greatest show on court? But it's the new guys, and by new I mean this version of the team, not the Jason Williams.
Chimezi Metu.
Yeah, Metu's in there.
Vadova. And Keegan going nuts in the corner over there.
You know what's funny? It looks like Harrison Barnes is a ghost.
It
so
does.
It's kind of like, oh, he used to be here.
Which is true.
Did you see him in the Spurs jersey?
I didn't.
Yes, sir. Here's we got Malik Monk.
Oh yeah.
We got Malik Monk.
Hey, there he is.
Let's see. I've got one. Let's see a caption for this one. Hey, De'Aaron, I'm going to throw you some Skittles. Woo! Mouth was open.
Yeah.
Joe Montana. Oh, it's Brock Purdy.
Hey, same guy.
Oh, my Achilles is hurting.
Which one?
Both of them. He's only on the one though, so obviously
Emil knew it.
he's not a snack. He's a meal.
How's Brees Hall doing for you?
Shave the damn beard. Yeah, I know, right? And then finally, Domantas Sabonis.
All right, so you got 3 starters.
Yeah, we got 3.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Okay.
Set
the screen.
Yesterday, I did not get Mondays are always the most important nap days of the week to me, and no nap.
Me neither.
Because I had a soccer thing at 10, and then that went long, and then I had to go pick my daughter up. She had a doctor's appointment at 1:30, and this is one of those things where it's just not a not a level playing field, dude. I go get my daughter. I have to sign her out. It's so funny the way things work now. I go to her school. There's an iPad on a stand outside the locked doors. I have to fill out this little mini form, who I am, who she is, why leaving, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a scanner, and I have to put my driver's license on it. And then it sends it immediately into the office, and they cross-reference it with everything. And then and only then do they release the kid. I'm actually okay with that. As a dad, I'm fine with that. But golly, it used to be just come on, you got the little blue hall pass? Let's go. Get in the back of the truck. You don't need that seatbelt. Here's a beer. So she's got a doctor's appointment. It's at this place in, they go to school in Rockland. It's at this place there. It's 7 minutes away. So the out is 1:35 and the appointment is at 1:45. So, it's a little tight, but we got, a few minutes to spare. We get there.
So it was after lunch?
It was after lunch.
Oh, I was going to say, you didn't bring her back to school with McDonald's?
No.
Jason just found out about that.
That's not a thing for you, was it?
What?
Exactly. See, Chris?
What? What is, though?
When a kid would have a doctor's appointment, they would always come back with McDonald's.
At your school?
At every school.
And they're Allen knew it. Watkins knew it. They're
really?
oh, yeah, that was a huge thing. I'm I'd never heard of that.
And they'd come walking in super cocky with McDonald's in front of the entire class.
Never gotten that.
Yeah. Okay.
Where was that when I grew up? Oh,
See?
no. She's lucky she gets to go back to school without a I got
Careful.
Nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
So we got there. Hey, here with Avery. Doctor appointment. Blah, blah, blah. We don't have anything for an Avery. All right, really. Let's get in the computer. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, she does have a 1:45. It's at her Folsom office. Folsom office is 44 minutes away. This is the second time this has happened. I did not make the appointment.
Second time for her, or you're talking about the wedding the other day?
No, I'm saying the second time I've gone to pick her up, her mother made the appointment's in the wrong place. So I text Melissa, hey, appointment in Folsom. She sends me back a bad word, like F as in freezer.
Mm-hmm. Freezer.
And then here's where I guess I go wrong. I go, I swear to God, this happened once before. And she's like, and that she got home, and then whatever. And then this is the thing I hate the most, man. Gets home, and I can just you married somebody for 17 years. You just, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. Okay. Hey, what? No, seriously, what's wrong? Something happened at work? No, I'm fine. All right, last time I'm going to ask, I promise, because if I ask too many times, I get the nothing's wrong, but it's about to be if you keep asking. Okay. Finally, I asked her a third time. Third time's a charm. I just didn't like how you said this happened before. I was like, it did. I'm saying that, so we need to change where we're going here. No, look, I'm sorry. I'm busy. I've got this and that and that. I'm a failure as a mother. What do you want from me? And I'm just like, I'm just pointing it out so that we can fix it. How can we? It's okay. I didn't say any of this. Where you're making me feel. I'm not making you. You're making yourself. And now why are you getting so angry? Oh my God. And then it's just off to the races. It's like it's just not a level playing field. Because I can promise you this: here's the fact: if the situation was reversed, she went to go pick up Avery. She did that, and I made the appointment. And all that, dude. You did this again. Like, are you stupid? Like, what are you doing here? Like, she now this whole thing, and she can't get another appointment till November, which she couldn't get another appointment till November, and I mean, once is fine, but twice, and I'm sorry, my bad. Well, God, figure it out. That's how it comes my way. I say, I think this happened once before. Yeah, we should change her primary care to the Rockland one. I'm a failure. I don't know how to combat that. So I just, like Jim Carrey, I just kneel in the bathroom stall and suck my thumb and look for a happy place.
Got an expensive fix for you. Get Avery a car.
All right, we'll take 1 minute for this. That was a conversation lesson. So for Avery, for her birthday, one of the things she got was the driving lesson. She has her permit, and then the next step is driving lessons and all that. So this all started because we made stuffed manicotti last night.
It always starts with
that.
I mean, how many times?
I have the bowl of al dente manicotti. It's al dente because I'm going to put it in the oven. It'll steam and it'll finish. But you need to have some give to the manicotti. You have to have some bulk there because I'm filling it with cheese and you don't want it to rip. So she wants to help. Avery, she always helps me in the kitchen. And the whole thing is she needs to hold the manicotti so it's up and down so that I can take the piping that I have in the little Ziploc bag of the ricotta and mixture, and I can pipe it in, and you get it most of the way in. And then you put your thumb at the bottom of the manicotti shell, you flip it over, and you finish piping it, right? She's holding it at like 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 3 o'clock. At one point I go, sweetheart, you're literally holding it sideways. We need gravity's help here. And then she's holding it, but then she's also trying to talk about school, and you need to squeeze the manicotti so that the little hole, the opening opens so I can pipe the stuff in. And she's just, that turns into, this is why I don't want you to drive. I actually told her yesterday, and I know this is tough for a kid. I said, Mason turned 16 at the end of the month. I think he's going to be the driver in the family. What are you talking about? Avery, you do not. You're a great kid. She does not do well under pressure. She's very, very impulsive. She doesn't make good decisions in the clutch. Yeah. She gets easily distracted.
She failed the manicotti test.
She failed the manicotti test. And I told her, you driving would be amazing for us. It would take so much pressure off of us. But again, maybe I'm being overprotective. I'm sure everybody will say that, but you are not ready to be operating a vehicle on the road. Well, Daddy, I'm very good at learning and, I can read the stuff and I'm going to know all the rules. I believe that, and she is. That's not the issue. The issue is you got to make a split-second decision because somebody's coming at you or you're going at somebody and you've got to do this and throw on the brake or whatever. And you're the type that would just freeze up. You freeze up. It's not worth it to me, though it would make my life a hell of a lot easier and your mother's. It's not worth it to me to let you loose on the road. Well, Jane does it. Well, Jane, and that's always my reaction. Well, Jane does it. And, one of her friends, I go, Jane's parents hate her and don't care about her. Like, that's just what I say. Because I don't care what the other kids do. So I don't know what the hell the solution is. I did tell her, though, we have a 4-pack of Sac State tickets to give away later today at 8:30. Also, another Christopher Loud spooky story?
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
This is especially spooky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The story of my conversation with my wife about Miss Doctors. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Set the screen. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, let's lead this sucker off right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Chiefs go to a knee, and that's it. The Kansas City Chiefs, another 5-game winning streak under Andy Reid. They remain undefeated. Final score, Kansas City 26. The New Orleans Saints 13.
Hey now.
Kansas City.
Well, they just keep rolling along.
Yep.
Hey, look,
they can do it.
Yeah, they can. There's the
there's no 2-time Super Bowl hangover.
Nope. Just quietly one of 2 undefeated teams. Just rolling along. Beat the Saints 26-13 and I would say that was a very it was not a pretty game.
It was a game.
It was a game. And honestly, the term workmanlike is thrown around way too much, but it's really what it was. 7 zilch Kansas City after 1, 16-7 at the half. Nobody scored in the third. Kansas City outscores them 10-6. There was really no, this could be, it would just, hey, we're just going to grind you down and get the not so pretty win. And then, the other part is Kareem Hunt goes for 102 and a touchdown. They picked him up.
Old weapon.
New old weapon. Here we go. And
Juju was good.
Juju Smith-Schuster was good. It's reuniting the old crowd. And when Patrick Mahomes throws for no touchdowns and 1 interception, you think, wow, I think there might be a shot. And there was not, even though Derek Carr had 2 touchdowns, but also hurt, had to be removed. We'll see what happens there. Raider fans sitting there nodding their head going, he got hurt. What do you know? Shocker. But meanwhile, the Chiefs, they just chief.
Yeah.
They just chief, Jason. And you know what really kind of
chiefed?
Who chiefed? Patrick Mahomes just turned 29 about 2 weeks ago.
Washed? Not washed.
Can you imagine 11, 12 more years of Patrick Mahomes? You just shut it down. I mean, just
him.
Well, you know, like in big, like you get a monopoly, you got to break up the company. You know, that's how it used to be. Like
good at business.
But then the problem is like their running back is off the junk pile.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce's 50.
Right. Their top receiver's out.
Is out for the year. I don't even know any of their offensive linemen's names.
Gary.
And probably
John.
A Thad.
Yeah. Oh, Thad's the right guard.
100%.
Yeah.
And they just
chief.
This chief, dude. Who chiefed? So here we go on that one. Speaking of, it's a great day for Kansas City, number 2.
Hey.
Cut number 2.
In comes the pitch. First pitch, fastball, ground ball win. He's going to go to first. Out at first. Game over. Royals win it. They get the series even. Guys congratulating one another, and final score 4-2. Royals over New York.
Well, hot damn.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
I want that guy to.
He sounded disappointed with the win.
Right?
Man, the Royals win.
Great. Now I have to do another one of these things.
I was watching the Chiefs game.
I want that guy to read me a story.
Why didn't we play the Tigers win?
I'm not in charge of that. So that's
I watched game 1 again.
Here you go, Jason.
He sets. Again, the 2-2.
2-2.
Fastball. Tigers win. A scoreless game through 8 innings, and then the Tigers work their late inning magic again, and they're going home with a series tied at a game apiece.
All of them.
It's the first time that's ever happened.
Really?
First time in baseball history, all 4 series are tied at 1.
Look at us.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
The Yankees had home field advantage ripped from them yesterday. Jason, I know we've got Safer Out coming up, but is the series over?
It is.
Yeah.
They ended it actually last night. Royals moved on.
You guy Jazz Chisholm getting a little loose with his lips.
Yeah, easy Jazz.
Mm-hmm. Easy Jazz. Smooth.
You know what? Johnny hates it.
Johnny cannot stand it whatsoever. Fingers? Or hands?
Flute?
Jazz? What the hell are jazz fingers? That's stupid. Utah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All that?
Mount Jasmore is actually better than I expected. Yeah, all that. Utah.
Chisholm.
Who chief? I never realized that before. The guy's name is Chisholm.
Yeah.
That's
he chiefed.
He definitely did. Remember the movie Summer School?
Yes. Classic.
It was. I'll tell you during the break, but that just reminded me of something they wrote on the board. Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Listen, Shams texted me after I announced my retirement, and what I told him is what I would say today, that I hope he has as fulfilling and as rewarding of a career as I've had, and I certainly wish that for him. And he's right about the incredible group of colleagues that he's going to find at ESPN, the best of the best, incredible reporters, on-air talent, and so. For me, that was always the best part of working at ESPN, were the colleagues who elevate you. You're around the best of the best. And that was true on the NBA. And then that was true being around Schefter and Thamel and Passan and those guys. So wish him the best. And he's got a great team around him at ESPN. I miss those guys already, but I'm still talking to those guys a lot.
Jeff Passan?
Yeah.
Huh.
Were you Passan?
I was. Probably should have known that. It's baseball.
Passan is an elite follow on Twitter.
He is. He went back and forth with somebody over the weekend.
Yeah.
So act like
he chiefed.
You want to be treated like a little brother or something, and then the guy came back and kind of owned him. He was like, "Hey, well played.
Hey, good for you.
Good for you." Because Passan's like 2 feet tall. He's not. It showed him standing on one of them.
Oh, really?
One of them
apple box.
Yeah. So, Shams Charania has replaced Adrian Wojnarowski. I expect that there will be a lot of TV time in this. From what I understand, that's one of the things he was pushing. I know NBC made a big run at him as well. So he's in his, I believe, late 20s, and he is a multimillionaire, and he covers the sport. Now this is one of my I love this stuff. And coming up at 7, we'll talk about this also. We've got audio as well from a couple people, including Adam Schefter. But the business of covering sports and basketball specifically, which basketball is the best sports Twitter of the three. And now Shams is the undisputed king. He has successfully dethroned Woj, who has retired. And my bigger question was not who's going to take over for Woj. It was obvious it was going to be Shams. Who's going to take over for Shams now?
Yeah, who's going to, like, Shams and Woj pushed each other.
Yes.
Kind of. Who will be pushing him?
My guess is it'll be Chris Haynes.
Okay.
Elk Grove's Chris Haynes.
That'd be good.
I know Windhorst has been mentioned. I don't think so. What was it? It wasn't Schefter. One of them, was it Passam?
Yeah.
It was said like he might take
him,
Which when you think about it, it's like, well, hold on a second. How could he take over for?
Why not?
But
just
he
like
covers,
Schefter does some basketball
he
stuff.
He covers baseball, though.
Yeah.
He's not embedded in basketball.
Not now, but it wouldn't take long.
And that's what we'll talk about, is exactly how that could happen. We'll take a break. When we return, the Who Chiefs? Kansas City did. We've got audio and a recap of yesterday real quick for you next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
You've seen him on the roast of Tom Brady, and you've heard him host the #1 podcast in the world, Kill Tony. Now see Tony Hinchcliffe perform stand-up comedy live at the venue at Thunder Valley, Friday, October 11th. The man behind millions of views worldwide and countless sold-out shows brings his stand-up set to you, Tony Hinchcliffe. Critics call him a must-see. Don't miss this stand-up comedian, writer, podcast host, and professional wordsmith live in Sacramento. Tony Hinchcliffe. Get tickets at ThunderValleyResort.com.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Kuzma says trade rumors don't bother him because the only untouchable player in the NBA is Victor Wembanyama. Is that an accurate statement?
It's probably not far from the truth. I don't know how you prove it, because I bet a bunch of teams would say I don't want to trade that person. But then if Victor Wembanyama is offered up,
that's the thing. That's how you. I mean, obviously we can't tell you how a GM feels, but I think that's how you go. Is okay. Victor Wembanyama is offered up from the Spurs for X player. Does the other GM say, and just run through the list? He calls Denver,
but then Victor would be in. Then he'd be tradable.
Huh? Oh no, but I'm saying like you could trade him for everybody. Right. I mean,
yeah.
Would Denver say no if they asked for Jokic?
It'd be really interesting. I don't think so.
I don't think they would either. But yeah, it would be. I mean, who would be the other? I mean, Embiid for sure. Giannis, I think Milwaukee would trade Giannis. God, that one to me is actually a little tough, but I still think they'd do it. I mean, with Joker, you don't even know. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I fully believe Nikola Jokic is retiring imminently.
Yeah.
Like, he's got maybe 2 years left, and he's just it's going to be like Michael Jordan fax machine, like Tim Duncan. Just like, yeah, I'm good. He wants to go do the horsies.
Yeah. Well, I would say as soon as Denver is not like talked about as a championship team.
I actually think, let me look here. I actually, if I had to guess, I'd say it's, I don't know how much longer his contract runs, but.
Well, it's still such a risk on the Wembanyama part.
Yeah, it is.
Everything's tracking that he's going to be an all-timer, but there's been other people like that.
Jokic has a player option in 27-28 for $63 million. He is currently owed about $230 million on the rest of it. So I'll tell you right now, I think he retires in 28. So that gives him what? That gives him 4 more seasons.
You couldn't see him doing it before then?
I could. I absolutely, I could see him retiring before then more than I could see him playing after that. But I know money's not the whatever for him, but still, dude, that's $60 million a season.
Yeah.
That's a lot of horses.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of horses. 1-800-912-1140. Somebody texted me yesterday off the air and said,
that's on our text line.
No, that's our phone line. But somebody said I don't throw the phone numbers out enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they didn't know how to reach us?
They did not know how to reach us. Yeah. They tried 411. Nobody answered.
Yeah.
916-339-1140 is on the text line. That's our text line.
Correct.
YouTube. Sorry, my head was they're talking about the hurricane stuff and all that. It's we'll get into the Chiefs here, but I think did I tell you on the air yesterday that my 2 cousins are in Asheville, North Carolina, and then I mentioned to you my Uncle David, I'm his namesake or my namesake?
His namesake.
I am his namesake. Correct? If I was named after him, okay, yeah. So
we're probably wrong.
Yeah, probably. What's interesting is that his twin daughters, my cousins, live in Asheville. He is one of the on-site FEMA directors.
Oh.
So he just goes around to different places and FEMAs. And this time of year is just insane, for obvious reasons. Plus, with all the FEMA crap you see going around and all that, it pisses me off because the stuff that he and his team are doing. And so you've got this other hurricane moving, Milton, to Florida right now. Did you see the thing with the weatherman started getting choked up on the air? Yeah. And he wasn't being dramatic about it. He was trying to be a professional, but it's like this dude's saying the news and you can hear like the fear. Right. Like he knows that a lot of people are going to die in his constituency. And I don't know, man, that really, really, really got me because what was it? The Jack Johnson song. Why don't the news people cry when they read the news? And you just kind of have to turn that off. But in this case, and I totally get it. So our thoughts are, again, with everybody out there, and thinking about my uncle a lot because I know he's right in the middle of all that stuff. But he, talk about a heartbreaking and rewarding job. Heartbreaking because of what you see, but in a sense rewarding because, you want to talk about jobs that make a difference.
Yeah, also what you see.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly. All right, last night, the Chiefs. We talked about it. Good sports day in Kansas City, though.
For sure.
I mean, how about that? Yeah. Celebrate with a little Gates barbecue, hang out, do your thing. The Chiefs were playing a little Monday Night Football versus the Saints. I'll tell you, beginning of the season, this looked like it was going to be a hell of a matchup. The Saints are just kind of
after the first 2 weeks, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway, when it comes to the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt, old flame, new flame, gets in the end zone.
First down and goal to go at the 5-yard line of New Orleans. Number 1 red zone defense given off to Kareem Hunt. Following his blockers, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. The middle again blown wide open, and the Chiefs score on their first offensive drive of the game.
I was listening to him read the phone book. Just the best.
Mitch Holstis?
Yeah, and then it's him. It's Florida State guy. And then it's
Beckerhoff.
Yeah, and then is Chunky Soup Philly guy still around? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah. Those are it's like the closest things we have to like the John Facenda. Like it just you hear the voice and you just know. 7-0 Kansas City, X-worthy with a little bit of a rush as well. Let's fast forward into the fourth quarter here.
Chiefs in a power pistol look here. They will shift to Kelsey. Kelsey's in a wildcat position. And to give it off to Worthy on the right side. Worthy sneaks into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City on an RPO handoff from Travis Kelsey.
And it's funny when you hear the touchdown call there, and Greg Papa came on and said he kind of modeled his call after that when it comes to the cadence. 26-13 is your final. Let's not forget, though, Kevin Harlan. There was a big boy pick.
Yes.
Big man pick. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and nobody better than Kevin Harlan.
There's the shotgun snap, the fake handoff, the quick throw at the goal line is deflected, and it's intercepted on the play by Saunders. He runs the big man, the 10, near sideline 20. The former Chief is taken down. The Saints big man got it on the ricochet at the goal line on a pass intended for Smith-Schuster. That was a thick pick. That was a thick pick.
I love how they spell it THICC too, like the kids.
It's for the kids.
Let's hear from Dennis Allen, Saints coach, first on the opening drive interception.
You certainly don't want to, start a game off that way. I mean, we had a few good plays there to start the game, and then, we throw the interception, and kind of all the momentum goes to them a little bit, and I felt like, we had some things that we liked to open up against these guys. And if we could go down and get some points and maybe get a little bit of momentum ourselves, that would be big in this game. And
Derek Carr, we've mentioned his injury. He talked about it.
How are you feeling now?
Not good. But we'll get a MRI and all that kind of stuff tomorrow and figure it out. But for me not to be out there with my guys, no matter the situation, it takes something. So
there's more on that from Derek.
It wasn't like a pain thing. It wasn't like dealing with pain. Like, can you deal with the pain? Then you can go. It's like literally I just can't do what I want to do. And so obviously it's fresh and just happened. But me, like I'm going to do anything I can to make sure I'm there on Sunday.
That doesn't sound great.
Not at all.
I deal with the pain. Yeah, they could shoot me up like a porcupine with all kinds of Duralls or whatever. Yeah, no problem. But if you just physically can't do the thing, you can't do the thing. Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler are your backup quarterbacks in New Orleans. Remember, Spencer Rattler was the South Carolina star. He is just 24 years old. I don't know who the hell the other guy is.
Jake Haener, Fresno State, baby.
Should I have known that?
I don't know.
Jake Haener. So we had Jake's. We get Jake Browning a starting job, Folsom. I mean, I know he's got good money as a backup.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be.
What are we doing? That's so weird. Like, you're comfortable, you're making good money, but you're a backup and clock's ticking. Like, how do you balance between I'm fine here and no, I want my shot while I'm still young? That's how I always felt working with you. Like, you're up there and, it's a ceiling. Can't get past it. Just waiting.
But then it happened.
But then it did. Yeah, it happened. And now Andy Reid, he broke through all the glass ceilings because he's a walrus. And he talked about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju's a good football player. I mean, he's been a good football player for a long time. So, and he had the one down in the end zone that got tipped, and he felt terrible about that. Then he comes back with two huge ones, and that's he's a pro and does a great job with that.
Well, the Chiefs just chief. It's just nothing really to say. By the way, I forget. I was in and out on that game. Was Taylor Swift there? That is all I care about.
Oh, yeah. She was shown.
Did they show her?
Yeah. A time or two.
I don't know. Like, I don't know which is better for me, like, just personally. Like, the slight annoyance at the amount of times they show her, or the pleasure in the fact that I know there's a ton of people out there that annoys more than more than it annoys me. Like, I know there's people that just are. I know some of these people. Well, I'll get a text. Can you believe how many times I'm not tuning in for Taylor Night Football? Like, what is going on? It's like they're showing like someone's beehole live on the screen. Just a big close up of the, gonna turn your brown eye blue, just right there. And it's being flashed in front of their kids and wives. It's like, it's Taylor Swift in a skybox. I don't know. It's annoying. I'm not going to lie, but they should, I hope they're
used to it.
I wonder if there's prop bets. Like, I know there are for the Super Bowl, but like, can we get like game to game, like just a regular, will Taylor attend tonight? Yes or no? Okay, great. Whatever the odds are. But then, like, what's the over under on times they show her? 3.5? 2.5?
You're loco, man.
Loco, man. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out, including starting with your guy, Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Hey, you know what this weekend is? It's time to get your stingers up. Saturday night, Hornet Stadium. Sacramento State's Big Sky home opener, as the Hornets will be welcoming in Eastern Washington. Sacramento State, 3 years out of the last 4 years, has won the Big Sky Championship. The last 4 years, they've made it to the postseason. They're trying to do it again. Also, on Saturday night, they'll be celebrating cancer awareness, and there'll be healthcare appreciation night with post-game fireworks. So watch the fireworks on the field, watch the fireworks off the field. All of it Saturday night, Hornet Stadium. Hornets at home, battling Eastern Washington. Tickets are on sale now at hornetsports.com. Again, game time, Hornet Stadium, Saturday at 6. And remember, stingers up.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to FastenersInc.net.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on?
Well, you can count on United Healthcare. With Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Made a Chevy Silverado blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Made Chevy at MadeChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Made Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. List graded 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
We were just down saying hi to our friends at KNCI. They have chairs and the cushions are red. And
that did not look red to me.
No, dude, I don't know what there is a bevy of stains on that seat and on all of them. I don't know what the hell it is. And don't I mean, people are eating food and all that. But then it just occurred to me, like, our cushions in here are black.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but also, is it hiding a bunch of stuff we're sitting on?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I told Cody this, and this is true. If I remember tomorrow, I told her to remind me. We have a little, like, handheld. It's kind of big, but you use 2 hands on the handle. But we have a handheld furniture steamer.
I thought you were going to say blacklight.
No, oh, God. I'm going to bring that in. You know what I think tomorrow?
You're going to clean chairs?
Yeah, I'll do it on the air here. There's a plug somewhere, and just bring one of the chairs over and ring.
Jason, I'm going to put that in at plus 350 that it happens.
That it happens ever or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take that bet. It will happen, but you're right. That's a lot to remember, man. If somebody reminds me it will, I know exactly where the thing is. I know it's in our little closet. I know where it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring that in.
When's the last time you cleaned with it?
Melissa usually does it, but if she doesn't, I will. We clean our couches a lot because of the dogs, and we're not dog hair. You know, like I don't want to be that guy. People come over to his house and sit down on the couch, and it's like, oh, great, I have fur now on my thing. Like we're dog people, but
we're dog people.
We
you leave as Chewbacca.
The goal exactly. The goal is you could walk into our house and you could look around and you could sniff and you could do whatever. And if none of the dogs were there and we took out like the dog bowls and you wouldn't know.
It was great. Last week when I was there, I walked in, walked out, no dog hair, but I stepped in 4 poops.
Mm-hmm. We leave those, but we blame them on the kids.
How did that go with Mason?
Oh, God, I didn't ask. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't ask.
I'll just leave this here for my son.
No, I did, but I didn't ask him if he. I'm pretty sure he didn't because I would have heard about it had he. If you forgot yesterday, one of the dogs left a pile of logs right at the entrance of his room and was waiting to see if maybe in the morning, half asleep, he'd be walking barefoot to the bathroom and squoosh.
What a
hey,
prank.
Dad, remember those leaking logs I lost when I was 10?
I found him. Gracie
chiefed. Just let them harden after a while, and then they become chew toys for Gracie. That's her thing. She just goes around looking for nacho leavings from yesteryear. Okay, people are eating. Safer up. Question.
Jazz Chisholm said the Royals got lucky. Safer out. That's a bad move.
Yeah, I'm gonna say safe. Like it may not. I think bulletin board material can be overrated sometimes, and it doesn't mean the Yankees are gonna lose now because he said that. It just doesn't help. There's no upside, and he probably didn't mean it like they got lucky, like they're not good or he's being disrespectful. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He probably meant like we had a lot of opportunities and we didn't capitalize on that. And odds are we normally would. Therefore, by the definition, there's some, bad luck on our end, good luck on their end. But I guarantee you in the locker room, they're going to have some fun with it. Like maybe, come with a bunch of 4-leaf clovers. Hey, what's up, Lucky? Like, it could be a thing. I mean, that's the type of thing a social media team could grasp onto and be like, Lucky is the theme,
I like your answer to that better than his, like saying this is, we missed opportunities. They took it. Because I watched every pitch of that game. I didn't really feel like Kansas City got lucky.
No, I mean,
I say outplayed them 4 runs in 1 inning. The Yankees did have chances, but I also didn't look like the Royals took advantage of their only time. Mm-hmm. They just got it done. They deserved to even the series.
I felt like the Yankees game yesterday, the Yankees were the baseball equivalent of a Warriors playoff game back in the day where they just didn't hit their threes. Like I kept waiting for the 3-run home run. I kept waiting for the big hit. Yeah. Right. And it didn't happen.
Right. And Jazz hit one in the 9th with nobody on. Yeah. And you're like, well,
that's what we call the Alex Rodriguez special.
Yes. The irrelevant homer.
The irrelevant homer. Yeah. Number 2, please.
All 4 series are 1-1. Safer out. At least 3 of the 4 will go the full 5.
I'm going to say safe, and that might be wishful thinking, but I hope all 4 go the full 5. This is, man, look, in any sport, the playoffs are better. All of them. March Madness is a whole new ball game. Football playoffs, Stanley Cup hockey, you got to watch. If you're going to watch hockey, you got to watch Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, the NBA playoffs is like a whole different season. That would actually be a fun off-season conversation, by the way. Rank the leaps between regular season and playoffs for each sport. It might just be baseball, at least for me, because I'm so fed up and done and annoyed and bored by baseball. But it's like this switch flips. My team's not even in it. Giants they suck. But just playoff baseball it is like sports constipation. There is this constant pressure, pain, agony, relief, all rolled into one where your blood pressure is through the roof. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think it's safe too. I mean, you already got all 4 at 1-1, so to get 3 of them to go 5 games isn't a crazy thought. In baseball, such a weird. You could have a team that look. All these teams could be hosting the White Sox. And the White Sox could win a game.
That's right.
Terrible. Yeah, they are.
That's right.
But that's just the way baseball works. And you run into a hot pitcher or all your contact goes right to fielder. Like, it just sometimes, like, innings start with a walk or a broken bat hit over third base that falls in line, and then, boom, here's this huge inning. So it's just the weird nature of the sport. I think we're on track for at least 3 of those.
I hope so.
Games. Yeah.
Number 3, please.
4 of the remaining 8 teams are in massive media markets. Safer out. The World Series will match up 2 of them.
Is it too early? Or do you have to wait till the next round? Is it too early to start talking about a Subway Series? I don't know that I've heard that mentioned that much. Like the Mets are 6 wins away from the World Series. The Yankees are what, 7, 4, 5? No, 6 as well. I'm sorry. Duh. But you've got Philly. So nationally, it's kind of funny because you have New York City, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Padres, right? But then in the AL, it's the eyes: Tigers, Guardians, Royals, Yankees.
Yeah.
Guarantee you baseball's rooting for the Yankees hard. And if the Yankees come out of the AL, they're almost assured to have Yankees, Phillies, Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees, Mets. Baseball's loving life. I personally, no offense, Jason, I'm rooting for San Diego, and give me San Diego and Cleveland in the World Series.
Because that's what the longest drought of a team that's won it in Cleveland, and then the Padres never have.
That would be amazing.
So that would be pretty cool.
Kansas City, I wouldn't mind that. I always like the small market, but they've got
2015.
And then Detroit's got a long history of baseballing. God, Cleveland and San Diego would be amazing. And honestly, my World Series as a hater is just Padres Dodgers. Please beat the Dodgers. Please beat the Dodgers in their first round postseason series after all the hype. We'll take a break. When we come back, Shams Charania replaces Woj. We've got some audio I want to walk you through here, and we'll talk a little bit about the business as well next.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Model year end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Even in a broken Washington, one person delivers results. Our Congressman Kevin Kiley. Working across party lines, Kevin Kiley has helped pass bipartisan bills to lower prices for gas, groceries, and utilities, provide tax relief for the victims of recent wildfires and storms, and to protect Lake Tahoe today and for future generations. Kiley has secured millions of federal dollars to ease traffic on our roads, expand our water supply, and protect our homes and communities from wildfires. And because he believes public safety comes first, Kevin Kiley is working to crack down on repeat offenders, retail thieves, and fentanyl dealers who prey on our youth. Kevin Kiley is always ready to work across party lines to get things done, and never afraid to take on the establishment in Washington or Sacramento when that's what's needed to protect our quality of life. Delivering results. That's Kevin Kiley. Let's keep him working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley, and I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Do you have old baseball cards and sports memorabilia from the 50s and 60s collecting dust in your closet? They could be very valuable in any condition. Find out at the Sports Cards Roadshow. We'll be in the Sacramento area to evaluate your old and modern sports cards. Visit sportscardsroadshow.com today to schedule your appointment. Ask about your free on-site sports card evaluation. For large vintage and modern collections, we can come to you. Skip the garage sale. Sports Cards Roadshow is buying. Call 1-800-560-3272 today or visit sportscardsroadshow.com.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHD-KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Sham Sharani has replaced Adrian Wojnarowski as the ESPN's lead senior, whatever you want to call it, NBA insider. And I'll take you back a bit. Let's hear from Adam Schefter. This is when Woj said he was retiring / moving on to become St. Bonaventure's GM. Here's Adam Schefter, who is the Woj equivalent in the NFL for ESPN, talking about why he thought some of the reasons why Woj was retiring / moving on. Let me unmute that, Jason, because unmuting helps. It makes it so you can hear it. Here's Schefter.
We talked about this, and basically he wanted his life back. He didn't want to have to work on holidays. He didn't want to be away from more family gatherings. He didn't want to have to, as we had to do in the past, take a shower with your phone up against the shower door so you could see a text that's coming in, or take your phone with you to the urinal and hold it in one hand while you're trying to take care of your business in the other. That's the life that we live. And that was a life that he chose not to do any longer because it takes over your life. You can't kind of do the job. You have to live the job. And he was done living the job. He wants to go live his life and work for his school and give back to younger athletes and help people beyond what he's done at the highest of high levels for however long he's done it. It's enough. He's had enough, and he gets to go out on his terms after he crushed it in free agency, after he crushed it during his career, and now he gets to do what he wants, which is exactly how it should be.
Okay. Every once in a while, Bill Simmons reminds us that he's still got a little bit of his fastball.
And you can't overreact after Adrian Wojnarowski retires either, like Adam Schefter did. He wanted his life back. He didn't want to have to work on holidays. He didn't want to have to be away from more family gatherings.
I will say this.
He didn't want to take a shower with your phone up against the shower door so you could see a text that's coming in. Or take your phone with you to the urinal and hold it in one hand while you take care of your business in the other. That's the life we live. It's the thing Adam Schefter said on television. What is Adrian Wojnarowski? Was he an ER doctor during COVID? I wasn't sure.
And back to Schefter now, who is talking to the Barstool guys, kind of underlining the relationship he and Woj had.
Do you and Woj ever sit down and because
it's very few people that you can relate to.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Woj knows me, I would say, well, professionally speaking, better than my wife.
Okay, so this is one of those cases where they're both right. Like Simmons' thing is hilarious because it's like, dude, like we're being a little dramatic here, but
I don't think he's wrong though.
He's not wrong.
Right. In certain times, I'm sure it's like that. Maybe a lot of times.
You're on call.
Yeah.
And by the way, we'll talk about this. This isn't. No one's feeling sorry for Adrian Wojnarowski, but the fact of the matter, you're on call 24/7.
Yeah, and a lot of it you're ready for.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's free agency.
Yes.
So let's just take yesterday. Woj is done.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge deal, but Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
Contract extension.
Yep.
Okay. But that's a big deal to the Orlando people.
That's right.
To Wendell Carter, to his agent, to that group, to that community.
That's right.
That's the kind of stuff that has to get posted and put out the second you get that information.
100%.
In a football, baseball time of year.
It doesn't, you're on call 24/7. Your phone is never on silent.
Right.
Now, here's what I would love to sit down with Woj or Shams or Schefter. Because here's what I don't get. Honestly, let's switch and put myself in that spot. You're making millions of dollars, straight up, millions of dollars a year. You have to cultivate these relationships. But this goes back to the old thing about, I don't want to step off the rails here, but just hear me out because I'm going somewhere. The analogy here is like, you know how people say, like, why don't they distribute this, whatever this wonder pill is that cures the disease? Why don't they just distribute it? They're charging $35 a pill. It costs a penny to make, or it costs a nickel to make. Not saying that's not a great point, but it's an incomplete context. Yes, it costs a nickel to make, the second one. The first one cost $85 million to make when it comes to R&D and everything that went into it.
And $80 million of that is coming from colleges, but continue.
Shut up. So I knew you couldn't resist. Woj's and Shams's jobs are relatively, I would say it's akin to, I'll just use some people in our sales staff or our wonderful sales staff. But there are people that have been here a long, long time, and a lot of their orders they get are emailed from clients. Are like, hey, I'd like to buy X thousands of dollars worth of advertising for this month. Okay, let me rip that off, write up the order. There's a difference between that and the new salesperson that has to go out and find the business. Woj, Shams, through their hard work, also networking, and then some people have given it to them. They now have in their phones, they are now on text threads or their own texts where they are receiving this information constantly. I want to get it out there. So I'm going to go to the biggest megaphones. Oh, here's Woj, here's Shams, or here's both of them, because they are two of the top 5 most powerful people in the NBA, including Adam Silver, including LeBron James. Shams Charania is not even, I believe, 30, and he is a top 5 most powerful, influential person in the NBA. When I used to work in rock radio, Jason, I worked at a station that was privately owned and definitely cut some corners, including, for example, they would put on a music show every year, System of a Down, Third Eye Blind, and Blink-182, presented by the station I worked at. And, it's like Country in the Park here. Now, let me just say, Country in the Park doesn't do this because there's a lot more regulation now. But back in the day, you'd have these record reps, the ones that represented Third Eye Blind, the ones that represented these big bands, who would get these bands on the show, but in exchange, hey, we've got this band coming up, we can't get airplay. Sheila Divine, I need 30 spins during prime time during the week. Okay, radio station then spins what?
I don't think people realize how badly you are not supposed to be doing this.
I know. No, this is
extremely illegal.
By the way, this is all allegedly
yes.
happened. I'm just using an example. So, it's pay for play. I'm saying that because in the case of Woj and Shams, you will see every once in a while them tweet something out like Keith Baylor of Johnson Sports Group is informs us that Jonathan Smith has signed with Texas A&M, and You're like, that's what? Why do I care? Well, it's a very carefully crafted tweet that they want to put out, and in exchange, they're cultivating that relationship to get favors in the future from their bigger clients they have. It is a whole political world. What I don't understand, going back to that thing, you make millions of dollars. Shams Charania is a corporation. He is an entity. Why is Shams Charania sitting around with his phone, holding it at all times? Because Schefter was exactly right. You're at a wedding.
Yeah.
I think as of last summer when I saw him, Shams is single, does not have children, which I don't think that's the same for Woj. I don't think. You're at your kid's play. Oh, this coach got fired. Or here's Agent X calling me. I've got it. There's no time where you can't take the phone call. They said Shams Charania quit a pickup basketball league because he missed some breaking news on a coach firing while he was playing. But here's what I don't understand. You want to make your life a little simpler because at a Shams level right now, it's running itself. You have the relationships. It's like a garden. You just have to maintain them. The seeds have sprouted. You just have to maintain. Hey, I'm going to go to this wedding. Hey, happy birthday to your son. You're an agent. Why do you not have a pair of assistants that you're paying $50K? Then where it comes from. Adam is like, yeah, I will put my phone on silent. And if Keith, the assistant, who's on the same thing, gets this, he also has the keys to my Twitter.
It's probably, I don't have, full knowledge of this, but a little bit of just as an observer of just the Twitter wars of this. Like, okay, I'll just use Wendell Carter because it was yesterday. If Shams and Woj are both out, and then whatever, Woj puts it out, but Sham already had 33 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Shams beat him again.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, again?
Right. Again.
Or there is the time every once in a while where whether there's a delay, whether there's not the connection, but lesser known random person, local market says, I'm hearing that this trade is happening, that this coach is getting fired, that this free agent is signing. And yeah, they may be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, but all of a sudden, as first reported by, it's like, how did they beat? And they don't, it's the ego part of it. Also to keep the name, the level.
That's right.
I mean, you don't want to be second in that area.
Yes. No, you're 100% right. And to finish the point, we'll talk about this a little bit again later. Again,
I'll tweet it in the morning. It's too late.
Nope. That doesn't work. I hear I see a lot of times on Kings message boards or here locally, like, why don't Sean or James or me or you or name the little Jason Anderson, why is all the major Kings news always broken by Woj or Shams? I can tell you flat out why. Because it does not benefit the Kings front office and or ownership.
There's some breaking news.
Oh my goodness, hit the breaking news button then. We'll get back to that a little bit later. Wow.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
You sniffed it. You thought it might be possible, but man, not this early. Robert Saleh of the Jets has been fired. Looks like there is definitely smoke from that fire.
Schefter had his phone in the shower.
Apparently he's doing his business with one hand and tweeting with the other. Robert Saleh, former 49ers defensive coordinator, who, by the way, now needs a job. Just saying. Has been fired by the New York Jets. And there you go. You had the cadence issue. You had the push away on the sidelines. You have this distinct sense that routes aren't being run properly. Things aren't being done properly. Robert Saleh gone. I do not know. I imagine it's an assistant. Who knows? I'll tell you right now who should replace him. There's only one perfect option that's out there. The one guy that I think would do just fine with that team.
Who's that?
Did you write it down?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, does the person you wrote down, does his first and last name start with the same letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's time for Bill Belichick to go back to New York.
I had a different name.
Oh, you did? Colin Coward? What? He doesn't even coach.
I don't know if you can read. I wrote it really small.
Rex Ryan.
Coached there before.
He has. Well, so is Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Nick Saban,
Give Bill Belichick that defense. Wow. Give him Aaron Rodgers, who arguably is the second greatest quarterback of all time, certainly in the conversation. Bill doesn't want to go out the way he went out. He's got unfinished business in New York. I think that'd be a hell of a pickup.
You bring Saleh back to the Niners?
That's what I was just saying. Now he needs a job. Bring him back to San Francisco. Who's their defensive coordinator now? I don't either. That's the point. Get the hell out, bud. Bring in Robert Saleh. Wow. All right, we'll take a break. More on this later. When we come back, 3 for Magnus, Keon Ellis, Brian Windhorst, and the LA Clippers. We'll talk about it next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I love Robert Saleh, and I think he's going to find, but they're just. It's too good of it's too good of a team on paper, and I guess it's allegedly too good of a team on paper, and I guess we will find out. If you're gonna do it, you do it now.
I didn't realize that was his record, 20-36.
It's 20-36, but also he had nothing at the quarterback position his first 2 years. Yeah. The Aaron Rodgers thing happens last year. None of that is his fault. True. I mean, is all of a sudden Mike McDaniel a crap coach because Miami sucks? Right. No, it's because Tua went down. They lost Aaron Rodgers last year, and they've had him for a couple of games this year, 5 games. But you got to figure out real quick if he and Aaron – the reason they fired him is because he and Aaron Rodgers ain't on the same page. That's why they fired him. He and Aaron Rodgers aren't on the same page. You're going to defer to Aaron Rodgers every time. If you think Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have a say in who the next head coach is.
But will that next head coach be there longer than Aaron Rodgers?
It's a great question. I don't know, but I don't think the next
That's
head
like
coach.
You make decisions for a guy that's like probably not there a long time.
Here's the thing. It's such an attractive job for a head coach because you can do nothing. I mean, you could, but odds are you're going to do nothing but go up. And if you have success, now all of a sudden you're a great head coach. Or is it just that you're simply running the system Aaron Rodgers wants to run that he's comfortable in? And now you look brilliant. And then Aaron Rodgers retires in a year or 2 or whatever. It's going to buy you a year or 2 because, hey, I made the playoffs with him. Anyway, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Keon Ellis was picked by ESPN as one of 11 breakout players. Who will take the bigger leap, Keon or Keegan?
Yeah, I wrote the question, Jason, but let me ask you first. Who will take the bigger leap in your opinion, Keon or Keegan?
You know, what's interesting is I think the leaps probably have happened in front of our eyes, but maybe not the nation.
It's like when a puppy grows, you don't notice it if it lives with you, but if you go away for a month and you come back, big puppy.
Yeah, so now people, I'm like, Keon Ellis. Yeah. Well, he's played here for 2 years, shot over 40% for 3, been a good defender. I think people may realize it now. Oh, Keegan Murray, look what he's doing. Well, he had a great rookie year. It was a good second year. So I guess in the spirit of the question, I will probably say Keon, but I think they've already done it.
Let's quantify what a leap is. Let's just for fun say that this player is going to be 30% better across the board in every category, defense, all of it, 30% across the board. Let's call that the leap.
Yeah.
Which leap would be more, if you could take that 30% in one hand and you could throw it on Keon Ellis or you could throw it on Keegan Murray?
Well, I'd rather throw it on Keegan. If, like, you're telling me that will happen and what would benefit the team more, I'd put it on Keegan. I mean, I think if you look at it just, and this is unfair where they were, but we're talking about a guy that was a two-way player to now a contract player to a guy that was picked 4th in a lottery pick and started pretty much since he's been here. So I think the answer to the leap question is it's going to be Keon, but if I could get the bigger percent, like you said, 30% improvement, I'd put it on Keegan because I think that would mean more to the team.
It's interesting. I've stumped myself because I 100% hear what you're saying, and I think I probably agree with it. But I'm just running through my head like, okay, so if Keegan didn't get the leap, then he has the exact same year he did last year.
Which is good.
So is that plus 30% more of Keon worth more than the same Keon as last year and 30%? Here's why I think in the end you're right, because Keegan's position is more of a position of need than Keon's
and
position.
There's less alternatives to Keegan than there is. If Keon has the same year, but you still have a healthy Monk and Herder, and you've got answers there in other spots.
Yeah, unless you grab Ben Simmons or something. Just kidding. Just been a while.
Hey, just a quick flip on that question. 30% improvement. So just on your 30% improvement, Fox or Sabonis? What helps the team more?
Well, here's the thing. If I can direct where that 30% goes, like it's Dungeons and Dragons, and I can give them a skill. If you could give me, if that 30% was all, let's say, offense, I would say without a doubt DeMontis Sabonis, because that means you're probably adding in a 3-point shot.
Oh, I thought you were going to go as defense.
Well,
like rim protection.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't even think about that. You're right. Because I'll take De'Aaron as he is, and he's an all-star,
right?
As is Sabonis. Now with Domas, I'm thinking, okay, because De'Aaron has more of a complete game than Sabonis. Like De'Aaron can score inside, he can score outside, he can shoot the 3, he can play defense, he can steal. Domas offensively is not that exciting or creative. So in my mind, I'm thinking, God, you want to talk about taking a leap. If Sabonis was legitimately able to develop a 3-point shot in which he could hit 40% on just decent volume, it means so much not only for him hitting threes, but it stretches the floor. Right. It creates spacing. It allows for more space in the lanes for guys like De'Aaron to squirt through. And, oh, by the way, it keeps the defense honest and playing up on Sabonis a little bit. And he has some of that lateral quickness and movement to be able to help his inside game as well. If there was one thing I could add to this entire team, I think it would be Domas Sabonis having a 3-point shot where he's shooting 40%. I think it unlocks so much, dude. Question 2. Good comment.
Question 2.
Brian Windhorst says the Knicks could have the #1 offense in the NBA. Do you buy that?
Hey, man, whether I buy it or not, if the Knicks are top 5 in offense this year, they're probably winning the championship.
Bing bong.
Because that defense almost certainly will be top 5. Here's your offense, Jason. Your starting 5 at least projected by ESPN. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Karl Anthony Towns. The fact that you have Josh Hart slated in at the power forward, which I think it's going to be more positionless, but 6'4", he's really a guard.
Right.
That is such a good team on paper. And by the way, your biggest, and it's also like an inside out team, probably your most, I think your most devastating option near the rim offensively is your point guard. Your most devastating outside 3-point threat is your 7-foot center. you've got, by the way, your center is also probably your worst defender in that starting five. And your guard who's playing power forward is probably your best rebounder.
Mm-hmm.
I am more fascinated by the New York Knicks than I am any other team in the NBA this year. I don't think that's a number one offense. I don't. I think Boston. I think let's see what goes on with Golden State and if Buddy Hield gets unlocked. I know that's funny, and it is funny, but we'll see. Sacramento, if they, I think the Knicks ceiling is top 5. I can't see him being number 1.
Yeah, Knicks are going to be fun for many reasons to watch. I think they'll be that group. I wonder how much they'll play in their depth. I know when they get to the postseason, Tibbs will probably lock in on 6 or 7 guys, and that's not entirely bad. But like when they play Philly, is Towns going to have an answer for Embiid? When they play Boston, who's the best small team in the league, but New York's trying to find a small version too. There's going to be some great matchups.
There really are. Ryan's being funny in the chat. I like this. Thank God you guys said the real story. The Sacramento Bee just posted a headline that says "Coach gets fired." And there's a picture of Mike Brown, but it was really Robert Saleh. Yep. That's funny, Ryan. I got you. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
The Clippers are favored by 4.5 over the Nets tonight in LA. Is preseason gambling the most degenerate form of gambling?
I think in sports it is. I mean, come on, dude. There are people out there right now. Now, some might argue that that's actually where you can make the most money because of certain things that happen in preseason. But, man, if you're betting preseason sports, NFL, NBA, spring training,
Summer League,
oh, my God, that's right. They had lines on Summer League. If you're doing that, you definitely are leaving. You're asking people to call your 800 number on a recorded message, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I would guess I would label it this way. I think you said it. I think the people that are in the know would probably be like, this is where to make money. So those are people that kind of do it. It's like if you and I just ended up in Vegas, hey, let's put a few bucks down on a game where it's a preseason game just because we're here. That seems like that's kind of a random and arbitrary as opposed to like, hey, I know this guy's playing. This is who this team's going to play. So I don't know. It's but I think that those in the know would probably make their money here.
We'll take a quick
break.
There's
a worse form.
Yeah.
Little League World Series bettors.
Uh-oh. Not saying I've ever bet on the Little League World Series.
Not saying I've ever told a kid you better not.
I'm not saying I ever mailed a kid a dead fish. I'm not saying that I did.
Not one. That doesn't scare a kid.
We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, it's Tuesday. Let's have some overreactions.
Okay.
I've got some overreactions down here for Chris to read off to us, and we'll decide if we're overreacting or properly reacting, including a hot off the presses overreaction that I'll throw out as well. We'll be right back after this.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper Heavy Duty Dry Cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, media moves quick. Robert Saleh was asked outside of the practice facility about his tenure with the Jets, and I guess he likes using analogies too.
Let's say you're driving along the road with your family, and you're driving along, la-la-la, woo, and then all of a sudden there's a truck tire in the middle of the road, and you hit the brakes. Whoa, that was close. Now let's see what happens when you're driving with the other guy's brake pads. You're driving along, and all of a sudden the kids are yelling from the back seat, I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy. Not now, damn it. Truck tire. I can't stop! Help! There's a cliff! And your family's screaming, oh my God, we're burning alive! No, I can't feel my legs! In comes a meat wagon! Woo, woo, woo. And the medic gets out and says, oh my God. New guy's in the corner puking his guts out.
Okay, well.
Amazing that he felt that way.
Two things. Number one, shout out to your guy.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
Shout out to your guy, Murph, who posted that. That's pretty funny. Secondly, don't know if you picked this up on YouTube, but Christopher Laud was lip syncing every single line of that verbatim.
Okay. The first time I saw that scene, I think I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I was laughing so hard. My mom came into my room and said, what is happening? Are you okay?
I feel like growing up with Christopher Laud, that little kid Chris laugh, which is just a younger version of the laugh he has now, that cackle. That probably happened a lot in your household. Where are you? What happened?
Okay.
Christopher, we're at a funeral. Yeah, some NFL music for us. Let's get to
some overreaction music.
Excuse me. That's right. Let's overreact. I'll start. Let me start first, since it's the breaking news. Jason Ross, did the New York Jets overreact in firing Bob Saleh?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
It's not an overreaction. But where my hesitation is, careful of what your results might be.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have a good football team. Maybe your quarterback isn't as good as you thought. Maybe. I don't know the answers to that. The one way to change that is by removing the head coach. It's not the foolproof way to do it, but a new person in charge, we'll see if that's a difference. I just think the Jets, honestly, overrated.
Jeff Ulbrich is taking over for Robert Saleh, at least on an interim basis. Since the 2021 season, Robert Saleh's first in New York, the Jets defense is first in points per drive, first in expected points against per play, and third in success rate, despite playing the fourth most snaps over that stretch. So in this case, Saleh did as advertised. He's a defensive guy, and that Jets defense was one of the best in the business. Plain and simple. Also not even factoring into those mathematics that the offense was so terrible, and I guess that's the snaps played. The field position, the amount of snaps the defense was on the field for, that defense was up against it and still performed that well. Just couldn't get the offense together. And if I'm Woody Johnson, first off, I'm a terrible person. Secondly, I'm probably firing Nathaniel Hackett before I'm firing Robert Saleh.
Well, that was part of me when I go, is he going to be
coach? He must have nudie photos. All right, Overreaction Tuesday continues. Christopher Laud.
The Niners are not getting the number 1 seed.
You look at the NFC right now, and you look at the standings, obviously the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Why do I want to talk like this with the music in the background? The undefeated Minnesota Vikings are currently 5-0. That puts the 49ers 3 games back with 12 to play. I think, obviously, mathematically, it's an overreaction. Duh. I think under normal circumstances, because I'm on the whole, guys, relax. The Niners do this every year. Not saying they're going to turn it around, but I'm not. Let's leave it open to thought because it happens. But that's a lot to make up, considering you start at Seattle, home Chiefs, home Cowboys, at Bucks, home Seattle, at Packers in the winter, at Bills in the winter. That's your next stretch of 7 games. I don't think they're doing it. I don't think that's an overreaction.
What's the best the Niners can be? 14-3?
Yes. And I believe that would get you the 1 seed.
Well, that's the question, actually. I wonder. So if they win 10 in a row, is that right? No, 12 in a row?
12 in a row.
14-3, and the Vikings are already 5-0. Remember, if the Vikings tie the 49ers, they've got the tiebreaker.
That's right. So they'd have to have 4 losses.
Yeah, which is possible, very possible. But you start to look at that number. You look at other people that also would be great. And I don't think the Niners are winning out.
The Niners would have to win out, and the Vikings would have to go 8-4 the rest of the way in order for them to pass them for the 1 seed. I believe that math is correct.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings.
And 8-4 would still be pretty darn good.
Be really good
for the Vikings.
But the Vikings host the Lions, go to the Rams, home Colts, at Jags, at Titans, at Bears, home Cardinals, home Falcons, home Bears, at Seahawks, home Packers, at Lions. Anything could happen, including injury, but I don't know if I see the way they've played so far this year with wins over the Niners, the Texans, the Packers, on the road, the Jets, and by the way, at the Giants, which is looking like a little bit better of a win these days than it did in game 1. I don't see 4 losses in there. Not at this rate.
So then there you go. If that's not it, and we're not even factoring anybody else in the Niners, that's if the Niners win out.
That's right.
Which I don't think will happen either. So I think the 1 seed is probably out of grasp, but you still try for it. But I don't think that's an overreaction.
Next up, please.
The Raiders season is effectively over.
Meaning playoffs. Barring some crazy return for Devontae Adams that gives them a very functional quarterback, I would say yes. They're also 2-3 like the Niners. You look at their schedule; they still have the Steelers, the Rams, the Chiefs, the Bengals, Dolphins, Broncos. Broncos at home; those could be very well could be wins. At the Chiefs, at the Bucks, at the Saints, Chargers to finish out. I just don't see it, not unless there's a move to be made. And I was thinking about this. We're going to talk about Deshaun Watson in a second, but what if the Browns called and said they would effectively pay a large portion of the remainder of Deshaun Watson's contract, and they trade Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper for Devontae Adams?
Wow.
If you're the Raiders, do you take a shot? Is there a better team if Deshaun Watson's going to turn it around than for him to go to the Raiders?
It's just, I feel like there's something wrong long. Like,
I agree.
I don't know what's happened to him.
Maybe he doesn't like Cleveland.
Yeah, could be.
Could be it.
Oh man, you're in trouble if you're asking what Browns can do for you.
That's a great point. Also, what could be better? Oh God, you know what? Never mind. You know, it'd be a really good place for Deshaun Watson to reclaim his life. Las Vegas. Okay. All right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Is that an overreaction? The Raiders season, playoff wise, is effectively over.
Well, again, everything mathematically, no, but yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think it's not an overreaction. One, I think the AFC's good, really good. I think it's going to be very super competitive all the way through. I don't think of them as one of the better teams. And besides like Bowers, maybe, and Crosby, and like a defense that is probably acceptable, like what else do they have to hang their hat on? Like, I don't feel like there's a lot of great young players that you go, man, that's who I want on my team no matter what.
I mean, I like the new tight end.
Yeah.
It got some defensive studs. A couple of them at least. But you're right.
And QB is such a big deal in this league. They don't have it.
Really, honestly, and they're not going to do it, but short of Mark Davis moving on, or just completely ceding control of the decision-making, the only thing arguably worse than bringing Luke Getsy was bringing in Tom Telesco. And Tom Telesco is going to be the Farhan Zaidis of, well, I can't think of one, but Tom Telesco is the Farhan Zaidis of Pete D'Alessandro's. And it just sucks that they have to go through this cycle now in order to move on. There are some pieces there, including a brand new stadium and a cool city to play in. That is a destination city for a lot of these players. I think people want to wear the silver and black. I think people want to play in Las Vegas. I think they have they are the NFL's Miami Beach of the NBA, but the bowl cut standing in the way. All right, Jay, we have time for one more. Next one, please.
The Commanders are a playoff team.
I don't think that's an overreaction either. I look, man, they just continue to look good. Now, if you're going to poke holes in the Commanders, Jason, first off, I don't think they'd appreciate that. No, nobody wants that. You're going to poke holes in the Commanders. You'd say, okay, so far their wins have come over the Giants, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Browns, who I believe have a collective record of like 5-18. And you lost to the Buccaneers to start the season. The Commanders play at Baltimore this weekend. That to me is the first real test for the Commanders. And if they come out and they don't have to win for me,
right?
But if that's a really good game and they lose or they win, they're for real. If not, well, don't worry, because they have the Panthers, Bears, Giants, and Steelers next. I think they're a playoff team.
And some of the stats that have come up about the Commanders, where there was a time where they had scored on X amount of possessions in a row, they hadn't punted. Daniels has been great. They look the part. I think what's going to be interesting is, can they win that division? Right, with the Cowboys and Eagles, who are expected to be real threat. So what the Commanders are doing have made that interesting.
We will take a break. By the way, in the NFC East, the Commanders currently have a game lead over the Cowboys. The Eagles were idle last week, and then the Giants sitting at 2-3. I mean, the Giants are sitting at 2-3. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got baseball, the Royals, the Tigers, the Guardians. Oh my! We'll talk about it next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in the zone. This whole report for free?
That's right, printed and on your phone for free.
Get in the zone. But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
2-2, Sweeney takes off, fly ball, right field. This one's deep. Going back is Brennan. He's looking up, and it's gone. Oh, man! Kerry Carpenter with 2 outs in the ninth. A 3-run bomb, and the Tigers take the lead 3-0. He sets. Again, the 2-2. Got him! Fastball. Tigers win. A scoreless game through 8 innings, and then the Tigers work their late inning magic again, and they're going home with a series tied at a game apiece.
So, Jason, I have we just did overreaction stuff. I'm gonna make a statement, and I want you to tell me if I'm overreacting. Here's the statement. The most underrated, underpublicized, should be a household name everywhere. There's nobody particularly close to how criminally underspoken about this person is in sports. It's Tarik Skubal of the Detroit Tigers.
Probably not an overreaction. He's having a monster year. He was a highly recruited guy. I mean, highly touted coming up as far as through the farm system, but he's in Detroit. A lot of people didn't know about him.
But it's so funny because it's not like Detroit is, Birmingham.
Right.
And secondly, like we've seen other small market guys. Yeah, I get it. It's not the Yankees who die. I understand that. He won the pitching triple crown this year.
Yeah. So why did a guy, here's just a question, I guess I'll push back. Why did a guy like Paul Skeens get all the
notice?
He's in Pittsburgh.
He's got a mustache.
Yeah.
He's got super cute social media influencing girlfriend. And he's a rookie with a regularly above 100 mile an hour fastball.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Just in case people don't know. Tarik Skubal this year during the regular season went 18-4. His ERA was 2.39. His whip, remember, anything around 1 is great, was 0.92. That's worse than 0.90 last year. He had 228 strikeouts. Not for nothing, Jason Ross. But so far in his first 2 playoff games, he's pitched 13 innings, allowing 8 runners, 14 strikeouts, and has not allowed a run. He is right now the best pitcher in baseball. I don't know that it's close. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it is. And I can almost guarantee you, if you took every let's say, top 75, because I think that's about as many markets that'll have radio stations. Top 75 radio and TV stations, and you took the sports reporters from the TV stations, and you took the sports guys from the radio stations, and you put them all in Golden One Center and let them sit in a section 113. And you showed them a picture of 5 guys all about the same age in street clothes and said, who is the athlete? If one of these guys is a professional athlete, can you name him? My guess is, let's say that's 100 people that work in sports for a living and cover it for a living. By the way, none of them from Detroit. 10% would pick him out.
Maybe less.
And you're talking about a guy that just had a Maddox level, Pedro level season and is tearing it. He is.
And in the postseason.
He is why Detroit is doing this. He is a one-man wrecking machine. And it is, I mean, I watched him yesterday. I've watched him in both games in the postseason. Dude, he is filthy. He is filthy. He's like if what's the guy? I always get his first name wrong. Battlestar Gratisol from the Dodgers.
Battlestar.
You know what I'm talking about. Bruce Star Gratisol or something like that. Gratterall. He was always hurt.
Yeah.
But I feel like he has some of the filthiest stuff I've ever seen. So this is like Battlestar Gratisol if he was healthy and
a starter.
Yeah. He's filthy, and it's amazing. This is one of the reasons why baseball is so stupid right now. How is he not a household name in sports? Anyways, he's just flipping amazing. And
with the day off today, and if they go 5, it makes you wonder, like, if he can get that 5th game. Man,
he will 100% pitch the 5th game.
What an advantage. Knowing you have it doesn't mean he's going to have a great day, but knowing going into the game, we're throwing our best guy.
Yeah. And good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck on hitting him. Over back east, Saleh Perez won't wait.
Here's the pitch. Saleh drills it high in the air, deep left field. No doubt about it. It's a home run. A game-tying blast from the Royals captain.
Tommy Pham says thank you, ma'am.
1 ball, 2 strikes against him. Here's the pitch. Pham lines it into right center field. That splits the gap, a base hit. Gurriel rounds third. He comes in to score standing. Tommy Pham delivers. He gives the Royals the lead in the top of the 4th with an opposite field RBI single.
How'd that work out in the end?
In comes the pitch. First pitch fastball, ground ball whip. He's going to go to first. Out at first. Game over. Royals win it and get the series even. Guys congratulating one another, and final score 4-2. Royals over New York.
Another guy with incredibly filthy stuff. And maybe you can speak to this. Former Giant Carlos Rodon was filthy in that first inning.
Early on,
he was filthy. He was getting, I mean, we were talking yesterday. It's funny, as I was watching it, you and I were talking yesterday about how we want to see more like, can we get a complete game shutout? Can we?
Right.
And he was very early trending that way, very efficient. He was getting guys out on a low amount of pitches. He just looked phenomenal. And then as that lineup progressed, he ends up going 3 2/3, giving up 7 hits. 4 earned, also struck out 7.
I think it was right after Ron Darling said he's got no hit stuff today. And then there's a hit and then another hit and another hit and 4 runs in the inning and he's out. I'm like, okay.
I remember exactly when Ron Darling said that. And to be incredibly fair, I 100% agreed with him the way Rodon was looking. Like you can just tell when a guy has insane command, and you have more movement some days than other, obviously depending on diet, but you know the drill. It was moving all over the place,
and he didn't get out of the 4th inning.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I don't know what energy drink he did or didn't take. And then the Yankees end up counting Rodon, 8 pitchers. And I don't know how that is, because is it better to use 8 pitchers that all basically go an inning, but you still who was it? It was Rob Dibble. Rob Dibble once said, I forget what he estimated, but it was some insane amount of pitches that he threw during the course of the year. And in the interview, he said something I've never forgotten. He goes, y'all look at pitch count, and if a pitcher gets to 100 and, it's cumulative and all that, he goes, you guys never count our warm-up pitches. You don't count them. And granted, there's some, when we're pitching in a game against a live batter, yeah, we're going to add another 5-10%, but that still means we're going 90. And he says, I'm talking about the times I got warmed up in the bullpen. I had to get stretched out. I had to get my muscle warm. Then I'm going full bore towards the end. Oh, sit back down. Inning later. Okay, warm back up. The amount of time, warm up, sit down, warm up, sit down. Then you go in the game. And I'm saying for these guys, yeah, they all pitched an inning.
Right.
But
they warmed up.
And now is it better to do that and then have them go right at it again? Or do you just let one of them pitch 2 or 3 innings and then he's out for a couple of games? I don't know. That's why I'm not a manager. We'll take a break.
That's why.
That's the only reason why I'm not a manager. When we return, hey, it's Tuesday. Are we going to get us some Sean Salisbury today? I know this, man, after that Texans win, after the Astros lose, not that he ever needs it, but my goodness, is Sean Salisbury going to bring the energy today? Probably because he, too, more than likely called my friends at American Energy who want to help you stay warm this fall. Yes, I know it's warm right now, and it's incredibly, it's not warm. It's hot as you know what. But as we told you, Sacramento fall begins on Thursday, where it drops to 84. And then look at these upcoming temperatures. I love how I've turned this read into my little weather segment. 85, 82, 80 this weekend. And then starting out next week, right when I'm leaving, right when I'm going across the pond where it's like 40 and raining every day, 79, 74, 75, 79. That's what we're talking about. It will eventually cool down even more. And right now, American Energy wants you to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection, regularly $119. $49 right now includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. So give them a call. $50 off your first recommended repair, but if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit because they are one hell of a model Americans. Check them out at the AEWay.com. The AE is an American Energy Way.com for an instant quote. Save some money, get the job done right, and tell them Carmichael Dave sent ya. We will come back, hopefully, with Sean Salisbury next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for you. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Even in a broken Washington, one person delivers results. Our Congressman Kevin Kiley. Working across party lines, Kevin Kiley has helped pass bipartisan bills to lower prices for gas, groceries, and utilities, provide tax relief for the victims of recent wildfires and storms, and to protect Lake Tahoe today and for future generations.
Kylie has secured millions of federal dollars to ease traffic on our roads, expand our water supply, and protect our homes and communities from wildfires. And because he believes public safety comes first, Kevin Kiley is working to crack down on repeat offenders, retail thieves, and fentanyl dealers who prey on our youth. Kevin Kiley is always ready to work across party lines to get things done, and never afraid to take on the establishment in Washington or Sacramento when that's what's needed to protect our quality of life. Delivering results. That's Kevin Kiley. Let's keep him working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley, and I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On the highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
For 24-month bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
We're efforting Sean, and as you know, sometimes that is an effort. Sean is very busy. In the meantime, as we wait and see, and of course, if Sean, for some reason, you know, Sean's it's like Santa Claus. You never know when he's going to show up. It's actually nothing like that. You 100% know when Santa's going to show up every year.
It's pretty predictable.
Just don't take his trees.
The only one I could think of was herpes, but I don't want to call Sean herpes, but you never know when that's going to show up, Jason. You told me.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, I did.
The Kansas City Chiefs
They chiefed,
and they are still the favorites, shockingly, to win this year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
But we do have movement. The Baltimore Ravens are your new number 2, as they have 15-2 odds, which works out easy math to 7.5 to 1. Just behind them in third place at 8-1. The San Francisco 49ers. Vegas is not buying it.
We're the 5-0 Vikings.
The Vikings, well, I'll tell you who's 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're all tied at 11-1 behind the Niners at 8-1. The Bills, the Lions, the Texans, the Vikings.
There they are.
The Vikings. So you could say technically the Vikings are tied for the 4th largest or smallest odds. But it's interesting that, you know, because I was thinking about that, not to bet, but just when the Niners won, that was one of the things I thought, like, ooh, is this going to be the trendy value bet? Are there going to be a lot of people saying, Niners just dropped to 25-1 to win the Super Bowl? They do this every year. Well, Vegas ain't buying the whole Niners are cooked thing. They're all thinking the same thing, and they're all laying more money on the Niners or waiting for that. And I think Vegas recognizes that. They're shielding themselves. So whether you believe or I believe or the listeners believe that the Niners can turn it around, Vegas certainly believes that they can turn it around. But the Ravens did pass the Niners this week for the first time this year at number 2. Just for our friends in the chat, Raiders went from 125 to 1 to win the Super Bowl with their loss last week. Double that. They are now 250 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. There are two teams and two teams only with worse odds than the Raiders to win this year's Super Bowl. That would be the Carolina Panthers at 750 to 1.
Jacksonville?
Excuse me, I apologize. The Patriots at 750 to 1. The Panthers are 1,000 to 1. Jason, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a mere 100 to 1.
Wow.
That's down from 125 to 1.
Where are the Jets? I know this is pre-firing of Robert Saleh.
Jets, Jets. Just to give you an idea, the Jets are currently tied with the Falcons at 28 to 1. That's up from 22 to 1 last week. Cowboys 25 to 1. Packers 20 to 1, followed by the Eagles at 16 to 1. So there are your odds. I do find that a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
The move. I honestly expected a little more movement on the Niners, not just the whole, because you can't quantify, will they do this every year? That doesn't matter. But McCaffrey, don't know about that. Defense certainly has got some holes in it. I mean, there's some legit things going on that might make you think, uh-oh. And when you look at Kyle Shanahan, is this a trend? I have right here, Jason, the most losses in regular season and the playoffs combined for a coach in 49er history after leading a game by 10 or more points. Buck Shaw, remember him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, did it 6 times. That ties him with Steve Mariucci. Dick Nolan, Nolan guy, and Bill Walsh are both tied for second at 8.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan has the most losses in the regular season and playoffs combined for a 49er coach in history. Walsh and Nolan at 8 in second. Shanahan just moves by them last weekend with 18. 18. A reminder, Kyle Shanahan was also the offensive coordinator for the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history when he was working for the Falcons. Now, I see people saying, why is Kyle Shanahan not on the hot seat? Like Robert Saleh got fired at 2 and 3. Why isn't Shanahan? They keep coming up short. They only have this. I can give you 2 reasons why he's not on the hot seat. Well, you know what? I can give you 2 reasons why he's not on the hot seat, but let's just start out the gate. Good morning, Sean. How are you, friend?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Great. I was just about to say, I'll give you a reason or two why Kyle Shanahan's not on the, people asking, why isn't Kyle Shanahan on the hot seat? Let me ask you this, Sean. If somebody says to you, why isn't Kyle Shanahan on the hot seat? What do you say?
Well, then every coach who doesn't get or win a Super Bowl, other than Andy Reid, should be on the hot seat, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that John Harbaugh should be on the hot seat. Zach Taylor need to be on the hot seat. Yeah. Sean McVay, they had some bad losses this year. Hell, they got beat by who? Chicago. I mean, so yeah, there's some. That's it. And Kyle Shanahan's a good coach, and they win. Now, they're struggling, and I'd say another thing: hard to deal with a lot of these early season injuries. And we've seen the movie teams struggle, get healthy, and turn it around. Way too early to do it. Hell, I could even say it's way too early to fire Robert Saleh already. I mean, this early in the season, even though, and if I'm a coach, I'd hire him to come on my defensive staff. I mean, bye weeks a little later on, I could see it, but it tells you he was on the hot seat in the offseason, or they wouldn't have done it this quickly. So there are some other members of that staff and performers on the field, like Aaron Rodgers himself, who has to play better. So there's no reason Kyle should be on the hot seat. I mean, it's silly. If you got all these players and they've lost control of the team and there's all kinds of disarray, yeah, no, that's silly. Because if that's the case, then only Andy Reid should be the coach, because everybody else should be fired. And a lot of them haven't been to Super Bowls or to deep into the playoffs like Kyle Shanahan. We are a little too urgent and a little too knee-jerk in sports, college and pro, to get rid of players or coaches too fast. We don't even give them a chance to develop a player. So Kyle's been there long enough, and I'm sure he understands the pressure of winning a Super Bowl, something he hasn't done as a head coach. But, yeah, you also got to say, well, who's going to be his replacement? That's what you got to ask if you're going to do it. There's plenty of there's a line to stand in, and it isn't Kyle Shanahan just yet. Thank you,
Sean. I know it's always more than one thing, but we most commonly look at head coach and quarterback. So let's go to that Jet situation. They're not going to fire Aaron Rodgers. They do fire the head coach, Robert Saleh. As you watch them, where would you place more of their blame on them underachieving, on Aaron Rodgers or on the coach, Robert Saleh?
Well, I also think I watched the play calling and the way they go about it. I mean, listen, there's a lot on in the first few games, their defense, they were pushed around and bullied. And their defense is supposed to be better. Now their defense has stepped up and played good football, which is Robert Saleh's special. And the coordinator's obviously taken over. I think it's even deeper than the two. You're exactly right. It usually falls on the head coach and falls on the quarterback. And I get it. The quarterbacks are supposed to elevate the play, and the head coach is supposed to have control. First with Robert Saleh, when I say that I thought it's too premature, you get on a roll. They got beat by a good Minnesota Vikings team and all that that's playing well, the number one team in the league right now, is when I see Robert Saleh, the one thing that I'm confused about is he looks confused over who the leadership is on the field. Sometimes I see him, and I think body language, we can overrate it, because I like Robert, I do. But we can overrate it, and I may be overrating it, but when I watch, it feels like it's a team that is looking around, and Robert Saleh, like, who's going to lead this team? Is it Rodgers? Is it me? Is it the coordinator? There seems to be a disconnect on getting buy-in. There really does. And to me, that's been the biggest issue. And obviously quarterback in the past has been an issue. And listen, we can't let Aaron Rodgers walk on this one either. The 3 picks were awful on Sunday. They were bad throws, bad decisions on a blitz and Van Ginkel. He threw a ball. The Aaron Rodgers I know, as good as he's been, is the guy on the second interception down the middle. We call that a bender. It's like a bender that if the linebacker gets deep, and he did, it forces you to throw the ball high, which it did. And you had to make the perfect throw. You got to check the ball down. Aaron Rodgers in the past would have done that. And then the throw at the end of the game, an inside or back shoulder fade, whatever it was, that ball was 3 yards inside. All 3 of those were strictly him. So as much as I love him, let's not bury the lead here. The quarterback's not playing as good as he needs to play. He bears some responsibility. I think Saleh looks a little lost in the leadership on that team. And it feels to me like there's not a lot of buy-in, because that roster is way too good to be floundering around like they are. So something's missing, and it should start at the top. I just think firing a coach 4 or 5 weeks into the season when he hasn't done anything heinous, I think it's a little premature. You could wait. I don't know what purpose it serves, because the same scheme's there with the same guys. You're just putting a different wrapper on the head coach now.
Sean Salisbury with us, and obviously I agree with you on the whole Kyle Shanahan thing and how good of a coach he is. He does have issues, it seems, with leads in the fourth quarters.
Yes.
There's
some weaknesses there, Dave. I don't mean to interrupt. He needs to get better under pressure at times in big games. He needs, just like we ask our quarterback to do, he's got to be better play caller as well. There's no doubt.
So I want to piggyback on what you just said at the end of your conversation about the Jets. I'm paraphrasing, but that roster is way too good to be bullied around like it has been. So let me take that statement. And does that same thing to you apply to the 2-3 San Francisco 49ers? And what's the fix? Does John Lynch have to go out and make another midseason Chase Young, Christian McCaffrey type of move? Is it health? Is it I don't want to put words in your mouth. What the hell's going on with them?
Okay, let me see if I can answer it this way. If I told you that I was going to take, let's just say Minnesota, Fred Darnold, Jefferson, Aaron Jones, and one other player, and they were going to miss a bunch of weeks. If I told you that I was going to take Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and Mark Andrews off their team, and maybe Roquan Smith, if I told you I was going to take, I could go through anybody in the league, and I said those guys were not going to play, what would you tell me? Man, we're going to have to. And they haven't looked as good. I mean, that's what backups get paid for, to come in and do. And I know, and with Debo, he's been out. Trying to get these guys, all the same guys, on the field every single week at the same time. And listen, they played a lot of football in the past, and I don't like the excuse that, they're tired, they're in the playoffs every year. I think it's different than the Jets. The Jets got a roster of pretty much of health. The 49ers, and I don't like to make injury excuses, because I was a backup a lot of times where I had to come in and do my job. So I don't like it, but the truth of the matter is, if I took off Golden State, Steph, and when Clay was there and Draymond Green, and said, go win a championship, what are we doing here? So we even see how it affects people when you're best players. And so I'm going to give them a little bit of a hall pass until everybody's back in there. Some of these guys are still in preseason mode because they're not healthy, and you still don't have McCaffrey doing his thing. That's a lot of bodies, and 4 or 5 of the best players on their team have not played. So I think we got to have a little perspective on this. And we know that Brock Purdy's a hell of a player, but you saw when everybody's not making a play and he's not having his game, that he doesn't have the ability of, say, although he can run, he doesn't have that ability of just freakish ability like a Lamar Jackson to go do stuff, or Patrick Mahomes when things are off schedule to still find ways consistently to do it. He's physically limited on certain areas, although I love him. He's not the problem, but he didn't play his best game. And when he's not playing his best with injuries, you're in trouble. And I can say that about every team. So I'm not – listen, there's been years in the past when we've looked at the 49ers and said, is Kyle under fire? I'm talking about early in the season. And they found a way to get it done. I would be very guarded against burying the 49ers until they're out of their legs are underneath them and they've got their full group running and doing their things. They're going to be fine. I don't know if they're a Super Bowl contender fine at the end of the season, but when all is said and done, that division won't be decided. It's still going to have to go through San Francisco.
Nope. Did we lose Sean?
For a second?
There we go. He's back.
Yeah.
Jason, Sean, while you were talking, just real quick, and you've got the floor, Jason. I guess we got a little bit.
I can't hear you guys now. Something happened to your phones.
Uh-oh.
You guys good?
You hear us, Sean?
I got you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you now.
Gotcha. Okay, so while I was saying to Jason, while you were speaking, I guess a little bit of breaking news came over. My dad just texted me, guys, and he said Adam Schefter reports that Robert Saleh is out. Check it out on X. So breaking news from my dad.
About an hour later,
Robert Saleh is out, and let's read about it on X. We'll do that after we're done, Sean. But
I like how Pops is staying on top of it. There you go. Hey, you don't always have to be first.
That's
you just
right.
Got to get it right.
Be accurate. Yes. Sean, want to ask you about a game that was important in your area, Houston, the Texans and Bills. That was fun. Some questionable clock management at the end by Buffalo. But what did that win do for this Houston team that seems to be growing and building their confidence? What did that do this last weekend?
Got big. I mean, they are 4-1, and they lost to a good Vikings team. But, guys, I'm just telling you, they have not played a complete game yet. And normally when you're an average team and you don't play a complete game, you lose. They're finding ways in the past to lose. Now they're finding ways to win. First, it starts with accountability with the head coach. He's done a phenomenal job of getting guys and backups to believe, hey, they're rushing for 40, 50, 60, 70 yards a game, 80 yards a game if you don't include the quarter, whatever it is, without Joe Mixon, and they're still getting it done, finding ways to win. They're catching balls on punts inside the 5-yard line, putting themselves in a bind on special teams, still finding a way to get out of their own end zone. The quarterback turns it over lays one on the ground. Questionable play calling by Bob Slowick at Bobby at the end of the game when they got to throw the ball on a intentional grounding when they're inside 60 yards. That's Kymie Fairbairn's range. The guy is automatic. He hasn't missed outside of 15. He's kicked like 7 or 8 of them this year. So that was play calling. And then CJ throws an interception, lays one on the ground, but they're overcoming it. They couldn't have done that in the past. And Nico Collins hurt early in the game. You saw his big play. He's the number 1 receiver in the league right now. What they're doing is there's buy-in, and there's a confidence level that's not fake. Normally, you can tell us how good you are. They have not played a complete game. Defensively, they've been pushed around at times. 30. Guys, anything you don't know. So they are preventing from one guy other than the opener, Minnesota, when they did anything they wanted. But they're fixing things quickly, and they do believe they're a Super Bowl caliber team. They're not hawking it, but they're performing it. So they've been banged up with Mixon. They're now Nico Collins. But another guy's coming up and playing, and they are flying around on defense, guys. They're giving up some yards. But Denny Green always used to tell us, I don't care if we give up 500 yards as long as we keep people out of the end zone. And for the most part, they're doing that, and they do. They are aggressive, and they cut down on the penalties last week, but the few weeks after that, they're winning games when they got 10, 12, 14 penalties. So it's different. And C.J. Stroud is a closer. Even when he makes a mistake, young quarterbacks a lot of times will get, oh my gosh, hopefully I won't do that again. And they start to, you start to stress a little bit. It's just like, okay, I threw a pick. Let me go out and fix it. And he does. So it's a fun watch. And it was a huge win against a depleted Buffalo team that needs more weapons on the perimeter. You stop Josh Allen, you beat Buffalo in 9 of 30. They gave him about the worst game he's had, and they still have not played a complete game of 60 minutes where they played their best. So this team is real. The Chiefs find ways to win, but I'm telling you, Baltimore, Kansas City, and the Texans, they're in the conversation when you're talking about outside of Kansas City, who belongs at the top. Impressive win, and it's nothing but building confidence every week that they're winning without playing their best, which tells me good teams always do that. We see it all the time. When you're not going good, it's a long season. Can you win when you're not at your best? And they can, even when the quarterback has made a mistake, and he doesn't make many. So they're impressive, and they're going to go to New England. They can't allow this one to be it's New England. Who's the quarterback? They got to fly around and knock them around. This team's real, man. There's nothing fake about them, and they've got a bunch of great players at a bunch of different positions.
Well, let me just follow up on that too then, Sean, because you work in Houston, you do the morning show there. You also played for the Vikings. So interesting connection for you to both. Got back on September 22nd, the Vikings just smashed the Texans, as you know, 34-7 in Minnesota. So in your mind, 4-1 Houston, that's the one loss, but that's a big loss. Is that speak to how good Minnesota is? Did Houston have an off day, combo of both? How do you break that part down?
Dave, that's a great point, because I've looked at it from every different angle. I think it was a combination of both. And they were better at their play calling on both sides of the ball. Brian Flores was phenomenal in the game against the Texans, created a ton of confusion. They created a bunch of pre-snap penalties. Sam Darnold played better than C.J. Stroud, which you normally aren't saying that on a weekly basis with Stroud. He's usually playing better than his opponent, like he did Josh Allen. Darnold protected the ball. They ran the football. Physically dominated the line of scrimmage. That's where it usually starts with me, quarterback, and physically dominate. They got bullied. They did. They got bullied on both sides of the ball. And it was one of those, and D'Amico, when he had his press conference and then during the week said, we got manhandled, basically, and I paraphrase. And they did. When you get beat up physically and then your perimeter people aren't having a phenomenal game, you're not going to win many of them. But when you win and dominate physically, even if you don't have a great game on the perimeter, quarterback plays decent, doesn't turn it over, but doesn't have gaudy stats, you'll be in every game. And that's what Minnesota did. So I think it speaks that Minnesota is playing smart football. They've got home run hitters, but they are flying around, and Flores is playing great defense. His team is. And so I think it was the fact that Minnesota is at the top of the NFC for a reason. But if they played 10 times, it wouldn't look like that all 10 times. I assure you they would play better. But in that game, no excuses. They got manhandled. And I think that's what bothered D'Amico in the offseason. Is he wanted to get an offensive line and a defensive front seven that you push people around and play on their side of the line of scrimmage. And in that game, there wasn't many things, if any, that the Vikings didn't do better than the Texans. It was a humbling wake-up call, but they didn't let it fester. They came back the next week and won, and they've been doing it ever since.
Sean, I want to ask you one question regarding college football. Wild weekend. I don't know what stood out to you the most, whether it was Vandy after the Georgia, Alabama win over Georgia, then Vandy getting them, Tennessee's loss, all the top 10 carnage, even out here, Cal's big lead that they couldn't hang on the big day they had. Just what stood out to you most this last weekend?
Well, Cam Ward's pretty good for Miami, and Justin Wilcox is building something pretty cool at Cal. I mean, he's been there a minute, but his defense is fly around. That was a great game. That Boise State's running back is a hell of a football player.
Uh-huh.
That the Heisman's going to go up and down. I wonder if we'll ever give it to a guy who's not in that power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's still a quarterback award, that Milroe now. I mean, you start to look at the Heisman, but the biggest one, it's a no-brainer. I mean, like Trojans, I know got beat, and Tennessee got beat. But with 12 teams, one loss doesn't kill you if you're a top 10, top 15 team. Is the fact that after what they did to Georgia, and then the second half have to fight them off, Georgia, meaning Alabama, and then to go to Vandy, and no disrespect to a really great city and a team that's trying to compete with great students and not a great football program over the course of time. They've had good players once in a while. They hung in there and physically beat up on. I'm talking about they rushed for, they smoked Alabama at the line of scrimmage. I was actually proud of Vanderbilt. It just goes to show you, if you decide to take it off somehow, some way, when you run into a team. So that's going to be the biggest upset of the year. You will not see an upset that big again this year. You'll see upsets, but we're a team that had no business on a roster on paper beating Alabama, and they not only beat them, they beat them up. That'll either be a huge wake-up call for Alabama, or they'll go into the tank. We're going to find out just how Kalen DeBoer deals with his team like he did at Washington. Very good coach, but replacing the guy. You want to be the guy who replaces a guy, but one game doesn't – they'll still be in the playoff if they play good football. But I was shocked at how dominating that Vanderbilt was, and that'll be the biggest upset you'll see this year. And I doubt you're going to see a team outside the 20 beat the number one team again, especially if it says Alabama, Georgia, that type of team. That was and kudos to them. It's nice to see the underdog go in there and take care of their business for 4 quarters.
That's Sean Salisbury, each and every Tuesday, bringing the fire and breaking everything down for us. Sean, you're the best. I appreciate you, brother. Have a wonderful week.
You guys too. Thanks so much.
All right, Thank you. Care. That's Sean Salisbury. We will take a break. When we come back, 4 down territory. Quarterbacks, first place teams, the NFC North, fantasy football, and more. We got a lot to cover, Jason.
Let's do it.
So we'll take a break. We'll come back after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10 gold Indian coins have been found. These gorgeous 1932 gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1932 dated gold coin featuring Lady Liberty with an Indian war headdress and a majestic eagle. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1932 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 92 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-495-6468. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus over a $55 value free with every order. Call 1-800-495-6468 now to secure your 1932 $10 gold Indian coins before they sell out. Don't wait. You must act fast. Call now.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at HagenOaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Carmichael Dave.
We've got very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Jason, you heard about this Ozempic, right? You take the pill and or whatever, the shot. And
oh, man, they dance and they enjoy themselves in those commercials.
Yeah, they do.
They look like they're having a ball.
Get to go indoor skydiving.
Right?
Oh.
You lose all the weight. Like,
okay, is that what it's for?
Yeah, well, I'm reading a report now. Researchers in Denmark have developed a new drug that mimics the effects and benefits of strenuous exercise without moving. A story or the study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry maintains that the drug produces the same health benefits as running a long distance at a fast clip. They're calling it methamphetamine.
Are you on goofball pills or something?
Currently called Lake, spelled capital L, lowercase a, capital K, lowercase e. The drug has been shown in lab rats to flush toxins and strengthen the heart. The developer, one of the doctors, the chemist, says the molecule we have isolated brings the body into a metabolic state corresponding to running 10 kilometers at high speed on an empty stomach. Are we, and what I read, like, there's another study that says Ozempic might help, like, prevent Parkinson's and stroke. Wow. Are we at a point where basically in a few years, everyone's going to be super fit and healthy and live to be 110 because they're drinking and shooting up these cocktails of drugs that we just become these cyber machines? Is that where we're going?
If you have the money.
If you have the money. Well, yeah.
Well, some of those are around now. Some, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that what you? Yeah. Is that what you see?
Not yet.
Okay.
It would be interesting though 10 years from now if it was
going to make chips and ice cream, and snacks, and
hey man, I can eat all that and then just pop an Ozempic, and then I can go out for my 10-kilometer run with
sitting on the couch
while sitting on the couch playing Astrobot on PlayStation, and I'm you just call me Beefcake. Beefcake!
When was the last time you called someone Beefcake?
Yesterday when I got home, I was trying to compliment my wife, and that did not go well.
Set the screen!
Hey, Beefcake. What do vegans call beefcake? Hey, tofu cake. Yeah, you can tell who isn't a vegan. The vegan will tell you. I'm a vegan! Couldn't do it. Too much cheese, too much ice cream. Can't do it, brother. But I'll tell you what, man, if I can shoot up, snort, drink, whatever I need to do to be thin and muscular and not have to do any of the work, let's go. But what about the experience of the jogging? No, I'm not. I don't care. I don't like that.
Why was that 92-year-old woman talking to you?
I don't know why
that?
I chose that voice.
Yeah.
But what about the running through the park with the iPods in or AirPods
if this became popular,
yeah.
I mean, if you're a gym owner,
yeah,
you're done, right?
I mean, are you, or do you just become a gym owner / drug dealer? I mean, honestly, let's be honest. You got your little juice bar over here, and here's step into this booth, and Dr. Feelgood will give you the shot and the whatever, and here's some pills and beefcake.
Do you think it would overtake?
Here's the thing. I think that two things. I think
some would do it.
I think if the pills, shots, whatever were readily available, and I think if enough time passed where you saw the results and people were fairly convinced that there were no Jane looked fantastic, but 10 years later she grew a boob on her forehead, which I'm not, by the way, saying that's a deal breaker, but I think if it was one of those where it worked and the side effects were minimal to none at all. I mean, if you're just dealing with, what is it? Oily discharge or whatever those say on the thing, all the,
that's all.
Yeah. Not only do I think it would happen I think it would make the Viagra rush look like waiting in line for collectible Reader's Digests at Denios. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, I'm saying.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
I'm saying it would be a rush.
Oh,
even compared to Viagra, I think it would take over. I think
the Reader's Digest thing was a thing.
No, I'm just saying I don't think there's a big line for collectible Reader's Digest. Is my point, but that's what it would look like for the rush for Viagra. See,
okay.
All I'm saying is, you're telling me people could take a pill or a shot and lose weight and exercise without having to leave their couch? There's one thing I can count on in this country. It's that if there's a way to be lazy, people will find it.
Shortcut.
And
Ooh,
yeah,
I love a good shortcut.
Now you're always going to have the people that are like, I can't replace, we're running through Central Park. See, I switched voices there. You're going to have it's like if you had a pill that mimicked a meal, hey, you want steak, like in the Jetsons or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, hey, take
I've
this.
heard some people say that, I just don't like it. I'm like, well, I enjoy the product.
I do too. I like cooking. I like tasting it. But if you had a pill that you could take that just, here's all the whatever. You don't have to eat. You just, all right.
The good stuff, none of the bad stuff.
That's right. I just had I'm going to take this 500 calorie pill with, you can design it. I want a pill I can take that'll mimic 50 grams of protein and blah, 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 and 500 calories and no salt.
More time to stare at my phone.
That's right. More time to stare at your phone, or just put on your glasses with the contacts.
Can't wait.
People are just going to be sitting in a corner, working, socializing, whatever. I mean,
I'll take a pill for that.
I don't want to get too in the weeds, but I mean, we're even at a point now where the technology is circling where you may not even need to take on a traditional partner, for example, if you wanted to start a family. Or are you just sitting there with your, headset on and look at this attachment, and then mail that to this clearinghouse, and 9 months later, baby. Anyway,
and this free CD.
I want the pill you can take that just gives you perfect teeth. Can we? How has that not been invented? Lee Press. I guess they're called dentures, but come on,
years, whatever.
4-down territory starts right now.
Which QB situation would you rather have? The Browns with Watson or the Dolphins with Tua?
I think Tua, because look, on the good side, he decides to keep playing. He comes back and he's great, and he's Tua, and he's a good dude by all accounts. Worst case scenario, I mean, I'm talking just from a team standpoint. They're going to get a really good pick this year, and you're going to be insured for the injury settlement you pay out. And you're not going to be stuck, and you're financially going to be able to get out of that hole. The Cleveland Browns are screwed, dude, because if not only is Deshaun Watson a bad human being, but you are, that whole thing, that whole gigantic contract is guaranteed. So, woof, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, Jason, in case you forgot, the quarterback was sent along with a 6th round selection for this year from the Texans. The Texans got Cleveland's 2022 1st and 4th round selections. a 2023 first and third round selection, and this year's first and fourth round selections.
So they're done.
They're just about done. Yes.
I look at the worst scenarios, and this is really compromised. Cleveland went all in, where Miami drafted Tua, and he's a big part. Like if he said he was done playing, it would hurt. It would do some damage to them, but they would already go on to the next. Like the thing they're talking about in Cleveland is should they start Jameis Winston? It's like you didn't make that trade to have someone else come in non-injury. This would be on performance, and that's a mess. So I'd rather be in the Tua situation with the Dolphins.
By the way, amongst the players in that trade that Houston received from the draft picks, Defensive Rookie of the Year Will Anderson Jr. and Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud.
That's all.
That's all. And right now, if the Texans called the Browns, if the Browns called the Texans and said, hey, man, you can keep everything. We just want to trade you Deshaun Watson back for C.J. Stroud, LMA and then infinity O's would come after that. Second down.
More impressed by the first place Vikings or the first place Commanders?
They're both impressive and they're both fun stories. I'm going to say the Vikings, though, and I'm going to say the Vikings. First off, they have a great story, too. Jaden Daniels is a great story. I think Sam Darnold's a more fun story. Look, Jaden Daniels is a high draft pick, and he's phenomenal, and I love it, and I root for him. But Sam Darnold was on the scrap heap, and he was a high pick whose career was in jeopardy, and he was rehabbed by the Niners, now goes to Minnesota, and he has done more than just make it happen. Now, when you look at the Vikings, they have wins over the 49ers, the 4-1 Texans. They went into Lambeau. They beat the Jets, and they take on the Lions this weekend. That, to me, is arguably the most impressive run of wins of any team in the NFL. Now, no offense to the Commanders, but they lost by 17 to open the season to the Buccaneers. Since then, they've beaten the Giants, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Browns. We talked about that earlier. If you just go by record, and the Commanders can't help who they play,
right?
But I think the Vikings have had a more impressive schedule.
I agree, and I think the Vikings would be my pick too. Not only 5-0 is a surprise, there was genuine disappointment when McCarthy got hurt. It was like, oh man, don't draft Jefferson.
Yeah,
Vikings, this is too bad. I mean, I guess they're gonna go with Darnold. This will be a down year, and here they are as one of the two remaining undefeated. So to me, it's as good as the Commanders have been, and a great story. It's definitely the Vikings.
It really is. It really is crazy, isn't it? Just how this works, how these guys work, and how the NFL in general works. Like every year, dude, every single year, something like this happens, and it comes absolutely out of nowhere. All right, third down, please.
If you could redraft your fantasy football league today and you had the first pick, who would you draft?
Gosh, it wouldn't be, I don't know, man. It wouldn't be Christian McCaffrey. It wouldn't be Breece Hall. It wouldn't be a lot of guys that were there. I think it really. I'll tell you some of the guys, Jason, that I'll bet would be drafted a hell of a lot higher now. So first off, Nico Collins was drafted way below his value so far this year. I think Jamar Chase, because of the contract issue, drafted way below where he should have been. Jordan Mason, way below where he should have been. But honestly, if I could go back, number one pick through 5 games, fantasy scoring, probably Derrick Henry.
Yep, that's the two I had, is Derrick Henry and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
because they were high enough, and I also believe that they could continue doing this. Some of the others are like, I'm not so sure right now. But yeah, redoing it, that's where I'd go based on what's happened.
Meanwhile, you got guys like Chuba Hubbard, who's I'm not saying for number one, I'm just saying value-wise. Right. Somebody out there has Chuba Hubbard. Drafted Jordan Mason as the handcuff to Christian McCaffrey. Jaden Reed, Malik Neighbors, even though he's banged up. But those consensus number one picks never fail to disappoint. Fourth down, please.
Every team in the NFC North is over 500. How many teams do you think will make the postseason?
Yeah. It's between two numbers. I'm going to say in the end, I think.
Because you could have the rarity and all four make it.
Yeah, I don't see that. Honestly, I'm trying to decide between 2 and 3. Can I say 2.5? No. I think 2. I do. I think that's the right number. I think the Bears aren't quite ready yet. And I think one of the Packers or Lions, most likely the Packers, will be on the one of those outside bubble looking in types. The East is going to turn it around. The Niners are going to turn it around. All you have to do is look at who's out of the playoffs right now. Some of those teams are definitely going to make the playoffs. I think it'll be 2 by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm going with 2 as well, because then now you're looking at what if the Niners don't win the division. Yeah. So I feel like they would be a playoff team. The Cowboys and or Eagles, and you still have the Commanders, what they're doing. There's pretty good competition in the NFC, so I'll go with just 2 in the NFC North.
We will take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll do a little playoff baseball streaking, and in between here and there, a word from Gonzalez Law. Don't forget, we got a 4-pack of Sac State tickets we're going to give away when we get back, and then later on in the program after Matt Barrows on a very special edition of Niners at 9 on a Tuesday. We've got Christopher Lott's spooky story time for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom tickets. We'll be right back after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Hey, you just never know when you're going to need someone to represent you on your behalf. And when you're in one of those situations, you want to make sure you have someone that wants to work for you, someone that's got experience, certainly someone that can relate, that is local. Well, how about this? I could tell you about the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He is in downtown Sacramento, right here amongst us, one of us. You can go to saclegaldefense.com to find out more. Phone number is 916-304-9187. Whether it's an expungement, something on your record that you'd like removed that's been hanging around with you that just is keeping you from doing certain things, he takes care of that. Also, whether it's criminal defense, whether it's sexual harassment cases, wrongful termination, auto accidents, so many different things, he is there for you. And you know, in that frightening, frustrating, and confusing situation, especially if it's your first time, you want to make sure you have someone that's got experience that can help you out and get that legal representation from an experienced defense attorney in Sacramento who helps you obtain the best possible resorts. That's Gonzalez Law Offices. Attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has remained undefeated from 2016 through 2019 for jury trials and will continue and plan to do more of the same going forward. His meticulous case preparation and attitude have resulted in life-changing results for thousands of clients. So that could be you. Make sure you know the website, saclegaldefense.com. The phone number is 916-304-9187, 916-304-9187.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fastener's Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power and Road. For more info, go to FastenersInc.net.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
This burrito that they just gave me.
That's right.
Where's this from?
I love it when they have one-day sales and initiatives and all that downstairs. They get fed. And I went on a recon mission during the break. Oh, yeah. Snuck in there, did a little commando crawl. Boom.
But also, who's hot? Kerry Carpenter. Yesterday in the Tigers' 3-0 win over the why did I say the Commanders?
Yeah,
against the Guardians. Carpenter hit a home run with 2 strikes, 2 outs to give the Tigers the win. That is the first time that a player has accomplished that feat in Major League Baseball since
Lefty O'Doul,
Kurt Gibson in the 1988 World Series.
Gibby.
Who's not?
Derek Carr. He was 18 of 28 yesterday with 165 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in the loss against the Chiefs. He now has a record of 1-9 when he is playing the Chiefs on the road.
Woof.
That's terrible. That's just, I've done 9.
No.
Beep, boop. Boop. That's a lot of numbers.
There's a lot of numbers. Well, I think, because it's definitely, you have to pretend like it's long distance. This burrito's good, but boy, that Tapatio. It's good, but I think I took a little too much. Whew. My goodness. Come on. Come on.
Jack's gone. You're on.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
What? Hey, Dad. Dad, love you, but Dad, sometimes I'll play along, but I just want you to know, we broke the Saleh, we didn't break it, but we talked about the Saleh news like literally an hour before he texted me. And then, so my dad just texted me again. I was like, why no talk about Robert Saleh? We talked about it at the beginning of the interview with Sean Salisbury. We talked about the end of the interview with Sean Salisbury. We talked about Robert Saleh coming back to San Francisco as a defensive coordinator.
We probably will ask that to Matt Barrows.
And we'll ask that to Matt Barrows at 9. But
it was in overreactions, and it was in another segment.
I'm like legit worried either you're not listening or you're half listening or other.
Maybe he's in the YouTube chat.
Maybe he's in the. I don't know. Oh God, that would Anyways, love you. Kiss Mom for me. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye. All right. He's hitting me with like, why no Saleh chat? Dad. But the thing is it's something like my dad gets really frustrated when he thinks he's breaking news to me. And then I never know, like sometimes I'm like, Dad, I knew about it. Like, of course.
When's the last time he broke news to you?
Like for real broke news to me?
We're like, whoa, I didn't know that.
You're going to have a little sister?
So recently.
I I think he has probably in the last year told me something I didn't know, but look, he really does get super enjoyment out of like, you did. And I know he's trying to, so it's like, all right, Dad. No, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew it. But in this case, but it's also like, Dad, like, this is what we, I have to be in this. Odds are I'm going to know. Are I'm going to know about it. Like, what are the odds of Robert Saleh getting fired and us not knowing about it? Or it's
the entire show.
It's my father who I owe everything and I love him. But it's also like, it's like when, I don't want to be a D-bag about this, but what was that?
Call on the hotline, but no one
No one said anything. That was probably him calling back. It's like when a Kings fan, like a day after a trade, but dude, did you see this trade? Yeah. And you've gotten those before. That legit happens,
right?
And you're just like you don't want to, but it's like, the Beatles also broke up. Why are you smiling, Chris? Oh, sorry, never mind.
No, it's just I keep getting that call.
Is it my dad?
I don't know.
I'll pick it up next time.
Okay,
just let me know if it rings.
Yeah, the funny one for me like that is it might be something like, oh, they were saying on the radio that blah blah blah. Like
that was literally
that was either Dave or me, or if it was a game, like it was G-Man. Like I was there. I was sitting right there.
We'll go streaking at 9:28 because I want to say this too. Speaking of people that listen, Mike Bornbaum did something yesterday that pissed me off.
Just yesterday?
Legitimately.
Whoa. Watch it.
And he knew it because he said, I think, and I quote, what did he say? Carmichael Dave isn't going to like it. He didn't say iota, but it was like, he's not going to like this. It was something weird that people don't normally say. What the hell is he on? Oh, here we go. He's on a flight somewhere. And it's only Mike would do this because he's
okay.
Sorry, I just pulled it up. He's on a Southwest flight. Only Mike would be wearing his Southwest Airlines baseball jersey.
Yes.
I know that Carmichael Dave isn't going to like this one lickety split. But as a result of getting a great boarding position on my Southwest Air flight that takes off within the next 15 minutes, I selected the most prime seat on the aircraft that gives open space ahead of you. And he's posted a picture of the first class Southwest Airlines.
He's under 6 feet tall.
He is way under 6 feet tall.
Well, not way under.
Okay,
but
five.
under.
Look, I've said this before. I'll say it again. There's no law against it, but there's also, I don't think there's a law against farting in people's faces or doing the hand grenade and throwing it in their face. Like, I don't think there's a law against that, but it just makes you an anus. No pun intended. If you're under 6'2", if not 6'3", there is one seat on Southwest Airlines that offers that extra legroom. Now, there's a drawback. Your table is way in front of you. You don't have a tray table. It's, in the other seat, blah, blah, blah. If you're under 6'3", give someone else that seat. I take that seat because I'm 6'4", but here's the thing. I am if I get that seat, that means I'm in like the top 10 of people who got on, right? I am laser focused on the people walking down the aisle. If I see somebody taller than me, I will offer them that seat gladly. Hey, you know what? You're taller than that. It's not a rule, but it should be. Like, give that seat to tall people because they're pretzels. You have a right to take the seat. It's your right. You can do it. You can also blast your music super loud and ride a Harley through a neighborhood at 9 a.m. Just means you're going to burn in hell for eternity. Number one. Number two, and then we'll go to break. When the plane stops, stay in your seat until it gets to your row, then get up and get your stuff, or get up and get your stuff, but stay there. The people that, let's say you're in row 30, and the people that get up as soon as the plane stops, grab their backpack, and then rush up to the front of the line, again, hell burners, dude.
Yeah.
Guess what? We all want to get off the plane.
Well, they also don't get to row 1. They get to like row 24.
That's exactly right. You moved up 6 rows. You know what, dude? I want to get off the plane. Yeah. I promise, as badly as you. Now, listen, if you're going to see like your mom's about to die, your wife's about to have a baby, if there's fine. By the way, say that. Cool.
At the same time.
I mean, not cool, but I would always we all want to get off the plane. If you're the person that gets in the aisle and scoots up 4 rows just so you can be that much quicker, and you're blocking my exit now, again, you're getting the benefit now, but you're getting an eternity in hellfire because no one likes you. You're that person. Be considerate of others. Don't sit in the seat, Mike. You're right. I didn't like it lickety split. And don't get up before it's your turn. These are simple things. Put the shopping cart away.
A cool jersey.
It is a cool jersey. I'm not gonna lie. We'll take a break when we come back. Top of the hour. Niners at 9. Matthew Barrows next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
You've probably heard the word, but do you know what a stimp meter is and how it works? Invented by Edward Stimpson in the 1930s, a stimp meter is a device used to measure the speed of putting surfaces. His version was made of wood and was simply a chute on which a golf ball would roll onto the green. Roderick Easdale writes in Golf Magazine, today's stimp meters are made of aluminum. They're 36 inches long and have a V-shaped chute down which the ball can roll. It has 2 notches on which the ball rests. After a flat area of the green is selected, a golf ball is placed in the notch and the end is slowly lifted until the ball rolls down the chute and across the green. The average of 3 distances becomes one of the measurements. The process is repeated in the opposite direction, and the measure of both directions is added and divided by 2. That figure in feet is the stimp meter reading. Most courses average 9 or 10 on stimp meter, which is neither too fast or too slow, just right for most recreational players. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Joining us right now from The Athletic. I was thinking about this earlier, Jason. With Sean Salisbury of The Athletic departing soon for ESPN, I may very well make Matt Barrows the most powerful person at The Athletic. Him or Sam.
Okay.
One of the
that.
two.
Yeah.
And we get him each and every Monday, but today, Tuesday, because of Kyle Shanahan. Rude.
Yeah. He's more powerful than Shanahan.
Listen. He was here before Shanahan. He'll be here after Shanahan.
That's true.
It's The Athletic's Matt Barrows. Good morning, Matthew.
Morning, guys. Yeah. Those guys, those newsbreaker guys have like 6, 7 cell phones. They're always working. I got one, and it's like from a cell phone museum. So I don't know. I don't think that's my style.
But it's reliable.
It is true. Yeah, that's true.
You know, we obviously have a very close working relationship with both you and Sam Amick over the years. And you're both what we call journalists with a capital J. Your word means a lot. You don't play the game, and I mean that in only the nicest way. You report stories, write stories in the traditional sense. And I'm not saying you've never broken news. Of course you have, Matt. But could you live the life of a constant newsbreaker like those guys, even if it meant more money? Do people understand the life change that entails?
No, I couldn't, because say you break 9 stories in a row. When you're not the guy breaking the 10th, you feel like crap. I mean, it's like a blow, and you think about it, and it's constant, and it's it's on Thanksgiving night, it's on Christmas night. There's no rest for the weary when it comes to that job.
Well, the Niners seem weary, Matt.
Yeah.
As I segue, the Niners have lost again. The Niners have blown a lead again. I saw a stat today. I'm not doing the whole Kyle Shanahan fired or whatever. Like, of course I'm not. But it was amazing. I think Bill Walsh and some more 10 or more point leads, the second most in Niners history at 8. Kyle Shanahan has 18. Now, numbers can lie. Numbers can mislead. It doesn't take a lot of context into account. In your opinion, is there a thing with Kyle Shanahan and holding leads?
I mean, I'm only thinking of this last game, and if Jordan Mason, a guy who never lost a fumble in his career, doesn't lose a fumble at the 8-yard line, it's a 49ers win right there. So I can't. I don't see how this is Shanahan's fault, this last one. Thinking back to the Rams game, a lot of special teams blunders there. Now, you can argue that a steady supply of special teams blunders is traceable to a head coach that really doesn't put a huge emphasis on special teams, and that maybe he should at this point, considering how many games they've lost because of it. So there's something to be said there, but you have to go back and look at each of these, and very hard to blame Shanahan himself on this last loss.
Yeah, and Matt, on that, by the way, Matt Barrows is brought to you by Stockton Honda. Matt, want to ask about special teams specifically, and Moody getting hurt, something that nobody can predict, nobody can foresee coming. But when it did happen, it also felt like the game plan and play calling and even just decision-making changed. How impactful in the loss was the literal loss of Moody?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least one of those. I mean, the big theme from that game was no touchdowns in the red zone. Only one of the 6 trips, and one of them, as you noted, was absolutely tied to that, where they went for it on 4th and 23 instead of trying to kick a long field goal. Mitch Wishnowsky, who had made a chip shot field goal, his range was 33 yards, so they needed to be within that range to even attempt it. So for sure, no, that changed things in the entire second half. It was pretty much a touchdown or a bust for them from that point forward.
Well, you had the Wishnowsky field goal, and then I saw they signed a kicker today, which obviously needed to happen short notice. Hey, welcome in. We play in Seattle on Thursday, and despite everything, Matt, they're 2-3. They've had a bunch of injuries, but yet, number one, if we're trying to do some 49er psychology here for Niner fans, if they win on Thursday, they're in first place. And is there anything to the whole? Here's another anecdotal thing for you, like the blown leads. We've talked about this before. I feel like they do this every year now. They have this down spot like they did with the 3 in a row. They've done this so many times. Do you see something different this year, or could this just be chalked up, in your opinion, to the annual bump in the road they seem to go through?
Yeah, it is, and it's a little perplexing because last year they had the bump in the road. Remember, they were missing Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams at that time, and that was a good way to explain it. And then both those guys were back after the bye, and they just thumped the Jaguars in that game. It was one of the biggest blowouts of the year. They were capable of playing magnificently at times and looking mediocre at others. And they've looked mediocre these last few weeks. Even the Patriots game, I know that was a lopsided score, but they didn't look all that sharp in that game either. So, I mean, they're still trying to kind of figure themselves out. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to overstate missing Christian McCaffrey. He just adds so much to the team. And I think that they're still trying to kind of figure themselves out without him. Who are they in the red zone without Christian McCaffrey? He scored 7 touchdowns alone in the 2 games against the Cardinals last year. And on Sunday, they were throwing the ball a lot to George Kittle and a lot to Juwan Jennings. Neither guy was ever open on those throws to the end zone. But that's basically what the 49ers are trying to do. One of the things that they're trying to do without McCaffrey. So, I mean, I think that this team is going to look a lot different after the bye than they do right now. I think you got Christian McCaffrey possibly coming back. I think you've got the defense's McCaffrey. That's Trey Greenlaw possibly coming back. I think it's the game in Tampa Bay in early November. And, just as McCaffrey would fix a lot of things on offense, I think Greenlaw, if he's at his peak, or if he's himself, would fix a lot of things on defense.
Matt, you mentioned people possibly coming back. Might be a stretch here with the news today, but any possibility of Robert Saleh being back with the 49ers in a way, shape, or form?
Yes, but I would say it's probably in 2025. I don't think it's going to happen midstream. Although, Saleh would be familiar with a lot of coaches, assistants on the staff. That's usually the holdup for sort of a midstream coordinator hire, is that these guys like to come in with their own guys, their own systems, etc. Saleh could do that for the most part. He's worked with Chris Kasarik, some of the other coaches as well. But I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, he's still being paid by the Jets. I think he's probably going to take the rest of the year off and then just start afresh in 2025. But, if the 49ers continue to play like they have, and I don't think they will, I think in the second half of the season, they're going to find their stride. But let's just say that they don't. I would say that Robert Saleh is a very good candidate for 2025 in the defensive coordinator spot.
Matt, in talking about years past with the Niners struggles and trying to draw from past habits, I understand that this is meant for other things, but as of right now, weirdly enough, according to overthecap.com, the 49ers have the most cap space in the NFL at just over $55 million, followed by the Browns at 44. And again, I understand that cap space has Brock Purdy's name all over it, amongst others. But John Lynch also seems to have a habit of making mid-season adjustments. Last year, Chase Young, you had Christian McCaffrey. There's been others, good or bad. In your crystal ball, with them being 2-3, and obviously there's some needs out there, do you see John being a little bit busy this year?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's busy every late October. And ironically, it might be the same position he was busy at last year. Remember, he traded for not one, but 2 defensive ends at the trade deadline, Randy Gregory and Chase. And, you could still see him making a move at that spot this year. You've got Nick Bosa, great, doing wonderful at one defensive end spot. You've got Leonard Floyd, who I actually thought probably had the best game of the season on Sunday at the other spot. After that, I mean, there's a need. I mean, their number 3 defensive end was Itura Gross-Matos. He just had knee surgery on Friday, so he's out for maybe 8 weeks. And now you got Sam Okwuonu, who's basically still kind of learning the sport. I mean, he's a guy who didn't start playing football until he was a senior in high school. He's shown flashes, but the consistency's not there. And then the only other defensive end is Robert Beal, a draft pick last year, who really has yet to register on defense. So, even if Bosa and Floyd are healthy and playing really well the rest of the year, there's a big, steep drop-off after them. So, yeah, absolutely. This is a team that could use a defensive end. It could use a defensive tackle after losing Javon Hargrave. If McCaffrey has a setback, this is a team that could use a running back for sure. And then, you don't know really about Dre Greenlaw in his comeback, but if that's, impaired in any way, I think that linebacker is up there at the top of the list too.
That's Matt Barrows of The Athletic. Make sure you read him at athletic.com or download the app like I do. Grab a subscription. It's incredibly cheap. Support good journalism, curated journalism. You can just pick out your writers, pick out your teams, combination of both, curate your own feed. I love it to death, and that's why we have guys like Matt and Sam Amick throughout the year for that kind of expertise. Matt, appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. Can we with the way this season, this gauntlet of 7 games is coming up, can you do me a favor? If you do talk to Kyle Shanahan between now and Thursday, can we have your visits follow more wins the rest of the year, please?
Okay, yeah, that'll probably crank up the listenership, right? More people eager to listen after a W.
I think so. I absolutely do.
I'll have that conversation with him.
If he's okay with it, tell him I asked the question. If he's not okay with it, tell him Grant Cohn asked the question.
Will do.
Have a great week. Talk to
you.
All
right, see you guys.
Bye. It's Matt Barrows. We will take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, our top and bottom 5 after week 5. We'll also, there's some more detail. You're not going to believe, well, maybe you will believe what happened to Robert Saleh after he was fired this morning. And here's a trivia question for you guys. Since coming over to Cleveland, Deshaun Watson has more of these than touchdowns thrown. We'll talk to you about it next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old One Report.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
I've got Sac State 4-pack tickets to give away. Chris, would you prefer me to do that now or at the end of the segment here?
What's that?
Would you prefer me to give away these now or at the end of this segment? What's easiest for ye?
Give them away now.
All right. Well, we got a 4-pack of tickets to go see Sac State this Saturday. It's the Big Sky opener as Sac State needs you there. The Hornets need you there. Cheer them on. All right. Trying to go Pac-12 here, okay? So don't screw around. All right. Right now, hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline at 1-800-920-1140. We're calling number 3, says the voice of the Sac State Hornets. Caller number 3 to win the family 4-pack to check out Sac State this Saturday, hosting the terribly low IQ'd Eastern Washington
Eagles.
Are they really the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
That's lame. Eagles awesome.
On the red field on the Inferno.
They're going to end up looking like Thomas J after Sac State's Hornets are done with them.
Thomas Jefferson?
It's a my girl.
It's
deep cut.
Deshaun Watson has thrown for 19 touchdowns since Chris, you're going to like this one. He has thrown for 19 touchdowns since he became a Brown.
Okay.
Also, since he became a Brown, he has settled 23 lawsuits. He literally has more settled lawsuits than he does touchdowns thrown, which, according to optastat.org, is the first time in NFL history that's happened.
I didn't get that stat for my fantasy points.
No, you don't. Is that not a category?
Yeah.
That would be your number one pick. Mr. Deshaun settles lots of lawsuits. Watson. That's what they called him.
They do.
According to Mike Florio, he says several sources have told him that Robert Saleh not only was fired unexpectedly, nobody in the organization expected it, that it came directly from owner Woody Johnson, which it's always good when the owner makes those calls. And Robert Saleh was escorted from the building by security, which did not happen, for example, with Adam Gase. It's not a Jets policy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would have definitely escorted, because Adam's probably picking up all his stashes on the way out. I get in front of that train. It's such a, we already knew what
the sound of it sounds weird. What does that mean? Just someone, hey, I'm making sure you walk out, or is it like someone carrying him out, like what was it, Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop? They threw him through the window.
I would think that's
not the case. That'd be a funny bit. Let's throw you through the window. Out of here, Saleh. Victor Maitland.
Now I'm thinking of Balky playing that character. Did you ever read how like half of those lines were ad-libbed?
I'm sure
between Bronson Pinchot and Eddie Murphy too. Well.
No, I will not.
Get the F out of it. No, I will not. Sorry. I'm sure it's the former that the head of security just wanted to make sure he got out okay. But honestly, like, is that necessary? Is he going to steal state secrets that he doesn't already have? Is he going to spray paint the place? Like, we already knew Woody Johnson was a turd, but this is just
going to take a bunch of Post-its.
Right. Like, yeah, what's he going to do? Take the stapler like the guy in Office Space? Like, what are we doing?
Show them.
Right. All right. I just hope, I hope when they fire me again, I hope I'm not escorted from the building by Jason Ornelas or something, whoever our security is.
That has happened.
Don't worry. I'll make sure that happens.
Right? Yeah.
That happened once.
Getting escorted from the...
Not you.
Not you.
Oh.
It was probably our all-time great removal.
The best.
Firing.
Tell me in my ear. I'm not getting it. Oh, yeah.
That one needed extra.
And I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm the only guy in the building that missed the whole thing. I wanted to see the things that this person said.
It was an all-timer.
Anyways, all right. Enough inside baseball. Although I do love me some inside baseball. And what the hell is inside baseball? What does that even mean? Inside? What is it?
When it's raining and you can't go outside to play.
And so that means we're talking about things only we know about and others don't. What is the corollary between playing baseball inside and, I mean, I guess inside.
I think it's not playing it inside.
It's just, why isn't it inside football?
It's not.
Oh, isn't it inside hockey?
Yeah.
Well, that's a different thing. All right, top and bottom five NFL right now, please. Jason Ross. Hey, let's switch it up. Let's start with our bottom five. What do you say?
Okay.
And why don't you go first with your bottom five, 32 through 28?
All right, I'm going to give you the fifth worst team, number 28. And you so kindly reminded me, hey, remember when you picked the Rams to be a team to watch and make the playoffs?
That was
the season over.
What did they say to the what is the line now? Did we quit when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Germans. Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. He's cooking.
So I have the Rams at 28.
Uh-huh.
I have...
No, it was not. Guys, Why is everybody saying it's Nick Cattles? We're not going to say who it was. It's not Nick Cattles. Nick Cattles was not escorted. Don't start. Nick, it was not. Everyone just. Anyways, go ahead. It's not Nick. I'm standing up for Nick. That should tell you something. Okay.
Wait,
fine.
you didn't like him?
I did not like Nick. I didn't. Shut up, Craig. You're such a starter. I did not like Nick. In fact, I was the first guy to have dinner with him when he came out here.
You did.
I was one of the.
You made him dinner.
I absolutely recommended him to be. Nick just always struck me as he was just weird to me, just a little weird. The hat bothered me. I don't know why. The hat just bugged the hell from a guy who wears a hat. The hat just bothered me. Not because he shouldn't wear a hat, says backwards hat guy forever, but just I was like, are you balding? Was there an accident? I don't know. I don't trust people that wear hats literally every second I see them. I don't. It's weird. I don't know. And I don't think I think I annoyed him too. So we used to yell at each other, but it's fine. We still text. We still follow each other on Twitter. Yeah.
You text him.
As a matter of fact, I do text.
All right, everybody look. When's the last time?
All right. That was the last time any of us texted with Nick Cattles. By the way, you know who he's in my phone as? Nick. Not even Nick Cattles, just Nick, my guy Nick.
I bet Chris has text with him within the last week.
I'll bet you Chris is absolutely the winner. I think the question is, who has texted with him more recently, me or you? Because we've interacted on Twitter a couple times.
Okay. What's your date?
October of 2023.
I beat you.
So, did you?
I'm further back.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Friday, June 30th, 2023.
Holy crap. Yeah, so it's been a year.
Yeah.
Mine is Thursday.
See?
Say there. So less than a week.
I'm the only one that keeps tabs on everybody.
Chris really got along with Nick.
Yeah.
They were like real friends, hung out of the station.
They did. There was an event that we weren't a part of.
Oh, the going away party.
Yeah.
I remember that. Weren't even invited.
Nope.
Going away party.
The swimming thing, that is thing.
You didn't have a pool?
Somewhere Rami's
how
did,
do you
right?
not remember? Or was it Rami?
Oh, yeah.
And like everybody but us.
I'm out of cash.
I don't know if that was a going away party.
Well, wasn't it like, it was so weird too, because like, didn't they commandeer an apartment pool or something? Yes. Yeah.
Either way, there was no invite.
There was no invite.
Yeah.
Because I got just kind of on an island, you and me.
Yep. Look at us.
Bet you Nick would have been at the MacGruber screening.
Probably.
Inside with his hat on.
You're
Another
local,
wrong
man.
Huh? No.
Rams 28.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 29.
Remember when you picked the Rams?
Hey, speaking of Nick, 29, the Patriots.
I
have them as 29th team. Number 30, Tennessee. 31st, Jacksonville. And dead last, I still have them there, Carolina.
Where did you have Miami?
Not in there. You have them as the worst. They have 2 wins now.
I still have Miami as the worst team in the NFL. So, spoiler alert. Okay. I have the what the hell does this even say? I have the Titans.
Okay. You remember them?
The Titans at 29, the Pats, Carolina, Miami. What the hell is that? CL and the
that's Christian Brothers.
Chemical sign for argon? Yeah. I don't know what that is. Cleveland. It was CLE, Cleveland.
Okay.
The Cleveland, the Browns.
Okay.
We got a break. So here's my top 5, starting with 5. Detroit, Baltimore, the Texans, and then Vikings and the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm Detroit 5, Washington 4, Houston 3, Chiefs 2, and still number 1 in your hearts, the Vikings.
Wow.
Yeah.
What just happened? We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go streaking. We'll watch something or tell you what to watch at least. And Jason, we've got Tuesday night football.
And Chris's spooky
stories. When we come back, let's lead it off with that. Spooky Chris stories coming up. Ooh, one time I hung out with Nick Cattles. Ooh. We'll do that right after this. Where the hat in the pool?
Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Meta Chevy Silverado Blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Meta Chevy at MetaChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Meta Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Most greater than 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, we got a lot to get to here, what to watch. We're going to go streaking. Jason, Tuesday Night Football, Florida International at Liberty. And honestly, I've been waiting on this one.
Yeah.
Florida International with John Jacobs at quarterback versus Liberty.
Liberty.
I have put 45 grand down on this game.
Right?
And I'm not telling you who's I picked.
I'm not saying this to be that guy either. It's a coincidence, but I put 46 grand down.
Oh, wow.
I'm not trying to be the guy.
That's why the line didn't move. We probably picked opposite teams.
We probably did.
One of us will win.
Which one did you take?
The other one.
I took the other one, so that's probably even out.
It chiefed.
Just chiefed. Smells like McMuffins. Phillies and Mets tonight. Dodgers at Padres. I am geeked, as the kids say. Geeked.
Do they say that?
No.
Okay.
But my kids say yeet. I guess yeet is a word for like throwing something. Like I yeeted that kid into the pool. I know. I thought it was something else too, Chris. And we're both landing in the same zone. Yeah. AutoZone. I'm geeked for this Dodgers Padres game. You're yeeted?
Because they're going to be heated.
They're heated, and then they're going to get one of them is going to yeet the other out of the playoffs.
Yes.
See, I use it in a sentence. It's time for Christopher Laud's spooky story time. It's presented by Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. When you want to discover a kingdom, there's only one place to go, and that's Discovery Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We've got.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement.
It's that time of the day where Christopher Laud gives you the stories that you need to hear. Or maybe not.
This.
Go ahead. No, I'm just laughing.
Dateline.
This comes from the New York Times podcast, The Interview.
Ooh.
There is no afterlife. There's nothing there. You are gone.
Wait, sorry.
That is according to Academy Award winner actor Al Pacino.
Hooah, hooah.
Pacino was on the New York Times podcast, The Interview, to speak about his new memoir. Pacino told the host, David Marchese, that during 2020, he became very sick with COVID at home.
Yeah.
Said he had a fever, was dehydrated, and a faint pulse.
I'm sick over here.
And that he lost consciousness.
Oh, no, I'm not laughing at that part. I'm laughing at the dumb impersonation. That's not funny.
Quote. I was sitting there at my house, and I was gone like that.
Like that.
I guess, or whatever. It took that they had 6 paramedics in the living room, and there were 2 doctors, and they had these outfits that looked like they were from outer space or something.
Oh!
He said it was shocking to open your eyes and see that. I opened my eyes, and everybody was around me, and they're like, he's back.
Who's this?
He's here. So what did Pacino say he saw?
Hey!
Quote, I didn't see the white light or anything like that. There's nothing there. You're gone. But Pacino did not take that as a negative. He said, I always started thinking about that. I never thought about that in my life. But you know, actors, sounds good to me to say I died once. It felt like death. What is it when there's no more? End quote.
I mean, I hate to say it. I agree with him. I mean, who knows?
He was in the Devil's Advocate.
He was.
I mean,
the devil.
He would know more than you.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I hope there's I really hope there's an afterlife. But I do. I hope. Well, I mean, now if I go to hell, yeah, you're right. But I love the idea. But also, I feel like this is what I've always thought. Like, I feel like throughout history, we've kind of been children as a species growing up, and like, hey, the sun revolves around the earth, and this and that, and polar bears came from the snow and whatever, and like, which is a better story? Like, hey, look, if you're a good person and you're kind to others and you do the thing, then you will in the end go to the clouds and play a harp and eat all you can eat Denny's and ice cream. Or, yeah, bro, you get one shot, and no matter what you do when you die, it's like flipping off the TV, and everything you know and love and care about is gone, and you're in the ether, and you're worm food, or you're gonna get burnt in a kiln. So this is it, because there ain't nothing after this, bro. I mean, like, one is a story that you can like hold on to hope. Hope's a big deal. Like, you hope that's gonna happen. I mean, religions are based on that. The other one's incredibly simplistic, which is like, dude, you're here for a blink of an eye. You better figure it out, because there ain't nothing after this, bro. So I'm with Pacino, but I hope I'm wrong. I really, truly do. I am team afterlife. Please let there be an afterlife where the Kings win it every year.
You got to take that pill. You're always in the best shape
in
ever.
Great shape. There's no lines anywhere. I can ride all the Disneyland rides. I want to go again on cars. No problem. Boom.
I had a boss that had an interesting take on the afterlife.
Yeah.
He told me one time, unsolicited, if I'm wrong and there is an afterlife, that means we're dead and we're in hell.
If I'm wrong and there is an afterlife, that means we're dead and in hell?
Yes.
What the hell does that even... Did you get... Am I just...
No. That's how good his life was going at the time.
Ugh. No, I'm wrong. I want there to be an afterlife. You don't? What are you talking about? Choice A. Everyone you've ever met and loved in your life, you never see any of that again in a year. Done. Choice B, you're like on a freaking unicorn, man, with like the Smiths playing in your ears, and oh, hey, Morrissey, and
Morrissey's definitely not.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, come on, how would you not want I just feel like, what if my afterlife, I'm in whatever the heaven is or whatever, my afterlife does not probably involve my wife and vice versa. But what if her afterlife does? What if I got a girlfriend in heaven? And
you
women,
brought this up before.
That's what I'm saying. Louis C.K. got me with it. He I shouldn't say that out of context, but it's a great point. What if you get a girlfriend in heaven and you're enjoying yourself for 10 years, because women live longer than men, And she dies, and she's like, I'm finally reunited with my David. And she goes up there, shut the screen. I'm like, oh, Priscilla, you got to hide. Like, what?
Priscilla.
I don't know.
Presley?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
You are.
I want there to be one. Oh, the Kings win the championship. Oh, this is
again.
Right. I guess it's like Groundhog Day.
But they won't get a good lottery pick.
I guess that's the other thing I don't get about the whole heaven hell thing. Like, at some point, doesn't heaven become hell?
If it's all too good.
That's what I'm saying. If you get everything you want, it's like Groundhog Day. Okay, the first 50
Maybe
years.
There's a feeling that you don't know anything else but that. So why would you know what bad is?
Because your life you had bad,
but maybe that's removed.
Well, I mean,
if
then,
all
then
the
it's
things
just,
are,
but then you don't know what good is either because you've always had good. So it's just a sad. It's like
we learn what good is, right? So maybe you're there and everything is that.
I feel like it's like my daughter who she gets picky about certain foods, right? I guarantee you, if my daughter was raised in a hut in some poor third world country with no food, like she's not picky about any food, but she's had choice growing up.
Yeah, environment.
Otherwise,
so if the environment there is all everything, everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
And everything's going your way. Everything's good. Then you would know no different.
Humor comes from despair, not the perfect. There is no laughter in heaven.
And then where are the stakes either? I don't mean like beef. I'm just saying, like, where are the stakes? Like, oh, I can do this. Well, what? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm in heaven. Year 840. Yeah, dude, that's great. Yeah, I've eaten all the cotton candy. I watched all the shows.
Well, then you probably wouldn't have a concept of time at that point.
So it's just what? You just eternally, everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would kind of, I got to be honest. I feel like that would kind of suck.
I think we turned you on the afterlife.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you got to have a mixture. Give me 90% heaven, 10% hell, which actually I think is what this is.
So I'm guessing what you want now would be more of a reincarnation.
Yeah, I just, honestly, man, the thing that I hate about dying is I miss my kids, right? Isn't that the thing? I'm just going to miss my kids. I don't want to never know my kids again. I come back as, friggin' Billy Martin the Fifth. I don't know. Why did I say Billy Martin the Fifth? First name that popped into my head. Right, dating Priscilla. Then I don't know.
Yeah.
For some reason, you're in the 40s.
Right. What is that? We'll take a break. When we come back, let's ask these guys. We're doing a lot of stuff right now. It's like that. So. It's like that mound meeting in Bull Durham. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, including giving away Six Flags tickets. Yeah. Give us caller number 5 at 1-800-920-1140. 1-800-920-1140. We're right back after this.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Fabrice. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs.
Picking up, Oscar.
Oh no, stomach issues again? Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools. I thought it was my stomach. People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, yeah. We just had a great talk about the afterlife.
Man.
Streaking.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Oh, man.
Hoo-ah.
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 Yeah.
Or are you guys?
This is a regular Tuesday show.
Hey, you ready for your Kings basketball tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. You going to be there in the building?
As always, right there in the media room.
That's right.
Before and after, I'll be in the locker room.
Have you ever been in the media room?
Did
you ever make it?
As a matter of fact, I have been in the media room.
Nice.
It was when we had the tour before it opened.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only time I've been in the locker room too.
Is tomorrow the
Must
day
win.
we find? Yes. Yeah. Is tomorrow the day we find out if we want the monk is still there?
Oh, I already know it's not. Yeah, it's not. They burnt that with fire.
That's okay.
They did a whole
you know what?
thing.
You gonna try again on something else?
Yeah. Give it a shot. By the way,
I liked it.
Did you know the Sabonis chant? Somebody, I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody tweeted me the Sabonis chant made it to NBA 2K, the video game.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, did you see that one thing when they make a
That's
basket?
And Keegan Murray.
And Keegan Murray, which is great.
Oh, and they have the monk one too.
Do that made 2K as well?
Yes,
Oh,
but
that's-
not ours.
Oh,
Why
the
would
one-
they have yours? He got hurt when you had yours.
That's a fair point.
They actually played both.
Wait, you're talking about the mug one where they like bang the ball? Can I just tell you? Not a fan.
That's how
I'm
it
not
all
a fan.
started.
I'm
That's
just
how
not a
this
fan.
all started. You
Yeah.
got him dunking,
right?
Top 10 play and hum doodly duddy doom.
Right. I don't. Why does it sound like when Eddie Murphy wanted the knife? Golden Child. I want the knife.
I just call it the hum diddly.
Please. You did call it that.
Hum diddly.
What even is that? How's their celebrity birthdays today?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
a
good.
diddly sunty.
I got a stat for you guys.
Oh no.
Deshaun Watson has
We'll pass.
Deshaun Watson has 19 touchdowns thrown since he got to Cleveland and 23 settled lawsuits. He has more settled lawsuits than he has touchdowns.
It's not the typical touchdown ratio I'm used to.
I don't. That's not a good settlement to touchdown ratio. No, it is not. Anyways, nothing.
Some open ones too.
That's what I'm talking about. Wait, why did I say that's what I'm talking about? What does that even mean? Celebrity birthday brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
Oh, yeah.
That's
what he's talking about.
Nothing.
Now it's hot today.
Bring family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. CRUMBL. Crumble Cookies and more. Just wrong.
Do you guys like the new DeMar?
Yeah, we put him up.
Nice.
Who, me? What?
Deeren. Me?
In his Buzz Lightyear ones.
DeMar, the camera's over here. Right? What are we doing? What are you looking at? I don't know. Back to you.
He is wishing Bruno Mars a happy birthday today.
Why do you hate Bruno Mars?
You don't like Bruno
Why do
Mars?
people like Bruno Mars?
I mean, I don't like
talented.
Yeah,
I'm all for hating people. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't like or hate him, but why do we hate him? Like, what's a good reason?
It's
Is there a good
just
reason?
his music is very formulated. It
He
doesn't feel
thinks
like
that he only makes music for weddings.
Yes, that too. Yes,
That's a good bag to have.
Yeah.
It's a bag.
Uptown Funk comes on. you
very
want to
Yeah,
dance.
because
very
everyone
intentional.
hates having a party at a wedding.
No, it's just very intentional. It's just like, okay, yeah, that's how you're going to make a lot of money is making a song that is going
I'm
to get
struggling to figure out the problem.
Here's one of the reasons.
Is that it's not, it's not him.
It's
He's just like, how do I
honest
make
to God,
money?
This is one of the big reasons I've always liked Chris.
Thank you.
Because I can 100% identify with being a 91-year-old anus.
Yeah.
As part of my... And everyone likes that.
Yeah.
Screw that thing.
Yeah.
Because screw you too.
Yeah.
Chris is who
People
you
are
think.
really thinking about
I'm
it. That's
with
the
you.
problem.
Chris is who you think I am, Dave.
Who do you think you are?
I am.
Right.
I do that with shows, not humans. Well, some humans.
If everybody likes the show, then
Yeah, like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You're not watching. Game of Thrones.
You're
Get
just
out of my
not
face.
watching.
It's overrated. It really is.
Breaking Bad.
He says the Bears.
If you want to hear, no family argument before, give me a break. All right, Bruno, to me, he's older than you think. I think he's a big 4-0. He's still dancing, though.
Yeah, I think he's 44.
No.
So I think that's, I'm going to say 45.
You
38.
laugh. You laugh.
What did you say, Chris?
38.
No.
And you said 40?
Yeah.
We have a tie. It's 39. I like Chris.
Anywho,
Not old enough.
Happy birthday, Nick Cannon.
Ah.
More kids.
That was
the
my
one
guy.
with all
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah, okay.
More kids and touchdowns. Love don't cost a thing. Drumline.
A lot of cannons.
Yeah, a lot of. Baby,
He's another older one than you think.
baby cannon. Ooh, baby cannon. That's a fun term. I'm going to use that elsewhere.
Chris.
Baby cannon would be. Oh, you mean like a baby cannon?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dave
No, I meant that as a euphemism. I got you now. Like a cannon that fires 100% real babies.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I am here.
Yeah.
Can we do that for Halloween at Dave's pumpkin thing? Remember we used to do that where they got
the baby races with t-shirts.
Yeah, baby racists and baby cannon.
Baby racist.
We used to do that. We did a remote out at Dave's pumpkin farm, and he has a patch. He has a pumpkin shooter, a pumpkin, cannon that shoots pumpkins. But we subbed out the pumpkins. It wasn't babies. It was a certain type of accessory one might only find in the bedroom. Cool. I think I know. I'm attempting to dazzle. Do you remember that bit, Chris? Nope. Oh, yeah. It and we had races to see how far they'd fly. Gotcha. But the slow mo. Remember Revenge of the Nerds with the javelin? Yes. Very similar. Okay, Chris. You got what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it took me a while, but yeah.
I think
it was Bruno Mars.
Nick
Cannon.
He's either 46 or 47 or 45. I'm going to say 46.
He's actually 47. Yes.
43.
44.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Lott, 44 for Nick Cannon.
Wow, he's
happy birthday to Matt Damon.
Beautiful mind.
Nope.
Oh. I'm loving Matt Damon.
Euro Trip.
Matt Damon is
Team America.
51.
What's the one where he's a spy?
Born Identity.
Born Identity.
Goodwill Hunting.
Matt Damon. What did you say, Dave?
I say it's 51 or 52.
I think he's 54.
49.
56.
Okay.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Alan Stiles, 54. Wow. Happy birthday to
Move the car.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Only
Also
vacation.
City of Maryland. Where they know. Which came first? Chevy Chase is 77.
78.
Let's say 83.
I think you're close. 82.
Christopher Lott's closest 81.
Wow.
Oh, Chevy Chase. Happy birthday to Monty Williams.
That's a bag.
Wait, the talk show host guy?
Montel Jordan. Monty Williams. Let's see if you get it. What is Monty? Who is Monty Williams?
Hold on. Suns coach, Monty Williams.
Yeah, we had Detroit in there.
He's getting cashed out, though.
Is it Montel Williams a guy, too, or is it Montel Jordan? Wait, Montel Jordan's This Is How We Do It.
Yeah.
Montel Williams is a talk show host that came into these very studios trying to sell weed. He had a weed shop. Remember the weed shop that he did in the middays? No, for real. He came in on the middays and was pushing a weed can. Montel Jordan is Williams. Monty Williams is 56.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Are you on goofball pills or something?
I'll say 52.
Yeah, 57.
54.
We have a tie between Alan and Chris, 53 for Monty Williams.
Hey, David Galt says, love you guys. Have a good day.
Okay. The Miz, Sigourney Weaver, Grayson Allen, Chelsea Gray, Bubba Wallace.
The Miz is 44 years old.
That's a correct answer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The Miz is a play, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Sigourney Weaver, Grayson Allen, Chelsea Gray, or Bubba Wallace.
I'll say Sigourney Weaver is 74.
75.
Bubba Wallace, absolutely no clue. I'm just going to say 36.
I think he's 33.
31.
Grayson Allen is 27, and Chelsea Gray is 35.
What?
Grayson Allen is 29, and Chelsea Gray is 32.
Okay. I heard.
Right.
I heard.
Thank you. Grayson Allen just gained some weight. He's thick.
Okay.
Did not hear thick.
Thank you.
Oh, come on.
No, literally, I thought you just randomly were like, all right. More of that and so much more. Styles and Watkins coming up right after
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
So toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game.